Welcome to another episode of Two Whites and a Blue. My name is Joey. I'm here with Will and Mike. And boys, it's a beautiful summer day today. Did you guys go outside at all today or this week?
Was it?
Oh, it was nice.
It rained all goddamn day.
Oh, no way. We only had rain for like a little bit here, on and off. A couple of heavy spurts, but
right when we had a fucking tea time booked, it just rained perfectly to fuck it up.
Damn.
Yeah.
The worst.
There she goes.
Yeah, what are you going to do?
Yeah, nothing. What'd you spend your money on this week? Who wants to go first? Should I go first this week since I never go first?
You never get to
first.
go.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, that's right. I never really talk about what I spent my money on. So I was telling Will before you signed on, Mike, in line with some content we'll be delivering later on in this podcast, I cashed in a bit of my Berkshire Hathaway stock and a bit of my gold ETF, and I picked up some Spotify stock.
Oh, okay. So did you like, how much money did you end up making? A lot of money? I'm assuming you did. If you're gonna, what is it called? Move on or exit a position?
Exit a position. Yeah.
See, I'm picking it up.
Holy fuck, man.
This is breezy.
The gold ETF didn't move as much as I wanted it to. I thought about leaving the miners that I have. So I'm in both the big, I think I would call them American, but the two big ETFs for gold mining, GDX and GDXJ, are both up something like 40% in the last 90 days. And so I thought about leaving those, but I still think those have room to move up because the printer's running next door, and I think that's going to be the cause of a lot of currency debasement. So I feel pretty good about those. So I left the ETF because I don't know really much about that gold ETF, how that works. I hear a lot of concerns about physical delivery and all that shit, and whether or not they actually have the gold the ETF claims to hold. It's not a game I really want to play. Yeah, so you've heard that too. Well, it's not a game I really want to play, and so I prefer to hold the miners. So I sold that stuff, bought some Spotify. I'm also going to be picking up. A buddy of mine just sent me this shirt on our work Slack chat. Connor, buddy of mine from the Fed.
Do you have a last name and an address?
He probably does, but I won't be
and
sharing
a social insurance number.
I won't be sharing it here today. He just sent me this shirt that I want to buy. Okay, so I don't know if you guys.
Wu-Tang Clan? Yeah, you're getting a Wu-Tang shirt in your mid-30s. Do you have a Wu-Tang shirt?
No. Do you see what it says in the middle though?
No.
Is it Ottawa?
Ottawa.
Yeah, it's the Ottawa. I saw that online.
So
what's the kick for that?
It's $40, but the only reason I really want it is because it is an official Wu-Tang City of Ottawa collab. It is not a bullshit third-party thing. It's a legit collaboration between the City of Ottawa and the Wu-Tang Clan. Yeah.
I was gonna say, because like if you don't have a Wu-Tang, you can't buy a Wu-Tang shirt now. It's too late. I think we've said this before. I think we said it. Like if you didn't have a Wu-Tang shirt in high school and you get one out of high school, you're a fucking poser.
Okay.
No way. Because all the kids who rocked the Wu-Tang shirts in high school, I had one, but I fucked it up and I washed it and ruined it. Now I can't buy another one. Not allowed. I'm only allowed to have my one.
Who's got the most Wu-Tang shirts in our circle? In your circle, I really should say.
I would say.
Got it.
Definitely
Claire,
the person. Oh, the person whose Snapchat is named after Wu-Tang.
True. We won't share the handle, but yeah.
Ex-Instagram account.
Who wants to go next for money spent? Oh wait, one more thing. So I bought Collective Arts again this week, $50.
Okay.
For how many?
2.
No.
2 beers.
2 beers.
16 for 50 or 20 for 50, something like that. But this week, so 2 weeks ago I got Collective Arts, and then this week I got Collective Arts. On top of the beers that I ordered and paid for, they also sent us 3 hard teas as like a sampler,
like a twisted tea kind of thing.
They're calling it hard tea, but your sister and
Collective Arts is?
Yeah, so Kenzie and I feel the same way, that this thing tastes more like a White Claw than it does a twisted tea or a hard tea.
It's like a hard seltzer.
But I'll tell you, they're better than White Claw for sure, for one. And 2, they're cheaper than White Claw, of course. And, if you put any value in kind of locally sourced stuff or locally produced stuff, it's not a bad value. But the thing is, they're not selling them on their website yet. So I don't know what Collective Arts is doing.
No, I haven't seen them.
Yeah, they're not available on there. So anyway, I hope they're available soon. I'll definitely get some, especially because it's summertime. And if, we might get into this later, but if the province keeps moving the way they're moving, I think we might be able to make it to the cottage in about a month, boys.
Looks and feels good.
Feels pretty good.
I see cases on the rise, but like my carrying is just going out the fucking window. No, that's like I don't mean like I don't give a fuck anymore. Like I'm still very much like trying to follow the guidelines.
Yeah.
But like it seems like everybody as a collective is just like, fuck it, no more pandemic. It's over.
COVID's over.
The weather's nice.
COVID's over.
It's like, I mean, whatever. But
people are just getting sick of it.
I would be.
Yeah.
I'm in that boat. I'm in that boat. I mean,
I'm working again.
Well, we saw each other last weekend, the three of us, even if briefly and even if outdoors. I can't imagine that, you know, there's people who are probably more susceptible to this thing than we would be and less careful. And yet, you know, we're still the ones who are like kind of thinking to ourselves the next day, like, I don't know if I should have done that or not.
Yeah.
You know, but everyone else is like, fuck it. Who cares?
I think that way, not for myself personally. It's like who I'm surrounded with, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't give a fuck about me, whatever. I'm confident I'm not going to get it. But it's like other people. But it's weird, man. It's a weird one.
Well, who wants to go next for expenditures for the week?
Want me to go? All right. Yeah, I literally just bought beer right before this podcast. I was pretty psyched that you pushed the date or the time back 20 minutes there, Joe, because
send it.
This brewery out near Milton, Badlands Brewery, who I've like been in love with like the last few years. I found their beer in Guelph in one beer store, like right by where I work. I found them on Instagram actually, and they sold at the beer store right by where I work.
Badlands are called.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look them up.
But so they took their beers out of all beer stores like, I don't know, a little while ago. And I haven't had it in a while. But so they put their beer on sale at 7 p.m. on Friday nights.
Where?
And online.
Oh, okay.
And then just for pickup the next day. And last weekend I waited till after the podcast and it was all sold out.
Oh.
So this week I was like, all right, I'm catching it right when it fucking goes on sale. So then, yeah. So today, like 7:02, I went in and got a 6-pack,
nice.
$40.
Oh, 40.
What?
But are they so I'm on the Badlands site. Is it the big bottles, the like liter bottles?
Yeah.
Oh, that's all right. That's all right. That's not bad.
It's so fucking good.
Jesus.
I mean, I don't know.
That seems aggressive. I mean, I guess it's 6 liters, but like Jesus Christ, man, that's fucking a lot.
Yeah, it's.
Actually, you know what? What is it? Would it be? That's 18 beers, I guess. If you look at it like that, 355. It's about 18 beers. That's pretty good, I guess.
Credit to these guys for their social media presence. So I'm looking at a post from May 14th that you liked, actually, Will, where someone named Babziola comments, "Your website is the worst. Really not worth the aggravation." And Badlands Brewing replies with, "Yep."
Yep.
I respect that. I respect the fuck out of that.
Fuck yeah, they know, man. Well, they were fucking around with the website because they're new to this whole like curbside pickup and shit too. So like they use they went from like Shopify to Wix, now they're back on Shopify.
Yeah.
That's what I know. So like so it looks like shit, but I mean it works now. So going tomorrow at noon to pick some shit up before our tea time.
Nice.
But
that's dope.
But other than that, I think me and Mike went golfing this week, and I didn't buy anything else.
So do you guys feel, before you get into yours, Mike, do you guys feel like you're spending money on local stuff more willingly than you did before? I mean, you guys kind of do this anyway because you're from Dundas. I always felt this about the Dundas crowd. You guys are willing to spend a bit more money to support local stuff. Do you find you're doing it more now with maybe a broader epicenter, for example, like something out in Caledon? Those guys are in Caledon, right? Well, yeah. So that's not like, you know, super local. Maybe it's where you work or where you went to school, but
I don't do that because they're local. I do that because I think that they make like the best beer that I've ever had. Like that's definitely my favorite beer. You know, I'm the biggest fucking Amazon guy, so like, I usually don't give a fuck about small businesses like around here. I mean, I do, but like. It's just too convenient to go online. I don't know.
You're actually on the record as hating small businesses. I'm pretty sure you said that.
Whatever. We've definitely talked about how we've never been inside. Like, we've definitely not been inside half the businesses in Dundas. That's for sure. Even if they had some shit I might want. Yeah, it's way too fucking expensive.
Yeah, like I think around here, the only things I really like, I heavily support would be like the food. Like I'd rather go to like a mom and pop food shop than a chain. Obviously, it's always better. But like Will just said, like the small businesses around here, like if I want to go to fucking what's that place called, One Rebellion, to get a shirt, I don't have the kind of money to drop $80 on a fucking t-shirt that doesn't fit and I really don't like, and blah blah blah.
Drinks in the wash.
You know what I'm saying? Like like the small businesses around here are kind of whatever, but like the food shops and like the coffee shops, I'm all for. But the other shit, it's like, fuck out of here with your whack prices. I know you're trying to pay rent and it's out of the fucking world, but I also don't have that kind of cash. I'm not a movie star, man.
What'd you spend your money on last week, Mike? What'd you cop?
So the regular shit, obviously, and then
you're working again, right? You're working.
Yeah, right? Yeah. So I got to go back on all the buying groceries, buying whatever, all that bullshit.
Right.
And then I put a bunch of money on my car, and then I put money into my car. So today, actually, I had to spend. It was $450. I had to replace my windshield.
Ooh.
Yeah, replace my front windshield. It had a crack on it in the dark spot. I didn't see it. I didn't even notice. But I'm just fuck it. And the next thing I know, I was working one day before this whole pandemic shit. Yeah. And I parked my car. I backed into a parking spot, and it was like one of those weird. It was a cold morning that shifted into a warm day. And then my windshield just cracked. I was leaving work on Friday, and it was just cracked. I was like, oh, sick. So either it was a heat shift and cracked my windshield, or there was roofers on the roof of this hotel, and something fell off. I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt for no reason, but I just am, because I'm trying to have more faith in humanity.
Because anyway, you're blue collar, man. You're a company man.
That's right. I guess so. I'm not. Those guys aren't in my company, but I'm just trying to be nice. But anyway, so regardless, doesn't matter. My windshield is cracked, so I finally took it in today, and I did go. So this morning I called Speedy Glass just because I thought, fuck it, I want it done, and so I called Speedy Glass, and then I went on Speedy Glass's website to make an appointment. Sorry. And they couldn't do it till Monday, and I wanted to get it done today. So I called another more reputable one, which I don't even know the name of it, but fuck those guys. If
more reputable than Speedy Glass?
Well, they're like, no, one of the other more reputable names.
Oh, okay,
yeah. If I remembered their name, I'd put them on blast, because fuck that guy. Like, I got up early this morning to make the call and just get it done. And the guy, talking to the guy, first of all, I'm not trying to be. This is such a bad way to start this, but I'm not trying to be racist. But no, like the guy is.
How many minutes in are we? We're like fucking 10 minutes.
Let me finish. Okay, it's not even racism. It's like, first of all, the guy who is on the phone with me is English as a second language, and his accent was heavy. Okay. Like, the language barrier was heavy, so I couldn't understand anything he was saying, and I'm being nothing but polite. So I have no problem with that.
I gotta timestamp this.
No, it's not bad. You have to be patient with me if I don't understand. The guy is giving me a hard time because I'm not understanding.
Oh, you can't make out what he's saying between the accent and the phone.
That's all I'm saying.
And the phone is always hard. You can't see lips, right?
Yeah, and I'm sitting there. I'm like, I'm sorry. What did you say? What did you say? And then he's getting mad at me because I'm like, what do you want me to do? And then he's just like, I'm like, oh, so we get to the point where we can understand. We've made a verbal agreement on what's going on.
Yeah. Jesus Christ! The fact that that's even like an accomplishment on the like business.
Exactly. I'm like, maybe you should probably not put this guy. And to top it off, it sounded like he was having a terrible morning because he was taking it out on me. Yeah. And I'm like, he's lucky that I was in good spirits this morning. I would have fucking flipped on him.
It's Friday.
Anyway, yeah, and I was in a good mood. I didn't care, whatever. So we finally got to the point where we understood what we're talking about, and I'm just like, oh, like, so can I come in today, tomorrow? Like, can you just give me like an estimate of when I can do it? He's like, oh man, like, it's gonna be at least Monday or Tuesday, man. Like, what do you mean? I'm like, I'm just asking. Like, I want to get it done as soon as I can. And he's just like, oh man, like, honestly, can I just call? I'm gonna call you back in like half an hour. I'm like, whatever, fine.
Please don't.
We hung up the phone, and then immediately I was just like, well, I'm not going there. So so then I went down. Oh, what's the place called? I was just looking on Google. I was just going down looking at review, like the rating or the reviews, right? This place was good. I think it was called Breakaway Auto Glass. I think that's what it's called. I got a bunch of stickers. Anyway, fucking.
Is it hockey related?
It was amazing. No. It was amazing. Yeah, like it was on Barton Street, 327 Barton Street.
Okay.
Anyway, this is exactly where I wanted to go. Like it was like this kind of shop. It was perfect. Like I called the person. The lady on the phone was very nice. She was just like, "Oh, like what's the make and model, blah blah blah." Did all that shit, and then she's just like, "Oh, like I'm gonna check our other warehouse. Like these ones are far too expensive. Like I don't want you paying too much." Blah blah. Like, she's actually doing good work, and I'm like, "Oh fuck, thank you, I appreciate that. Whatever. Like, do you want this the lane change sensor?" I'm like, "Nope." And she's like, "Do you want the rain sensor?" I'm like, "I don't know." She's like, "Well, they all have them, so you're just gonna get it anyway." I'm like, "Okay, whatever."
I want the glass. It's a fucking windshield.
No, but she was.
I don't understand how this is
I
don't understand how this is a consideration. Like, what
she's going above and beyond.
Yeah,
that's what she's doing. Like that's all she's doing. She was.
So you're appreciative of this?
Yes,
this
very,
effort.
very.
Okay.
She was going above and beyond. She was great. And then I get there, and it's like, it was a mom, the dad, and then their kid was there because I guess like there's no school or daycare or whatever right now.
Beautiful.
So the kid,
I saw that snap.
I put on my Snapchat. The kid, there's a widescreen TV in there.
I'm gonna watch it right now.
The kid is like, it's a widescreen TV. I don't know. Picture like at least a 45-inch TV. The kid is a foot away from the screen playing Grand Theft Auto. And he's just sitting there playing the game. And then I'm just sitting there watching him. The kid he doesn't even know I'm there. And I'm like, this is hilarious. So the girl goes, "Oh yeah, bring your car out back." Like I got there. Yeah. He's a foot away from the screen. I get there, and then like I was there half an hour early, and then they go, "Oh yeah, you can go right in."
Nice.
I'm like, "Okay,
that's great."
Right in, half an hour early. They're like, "Oh, your glass isn't here yet. It's on its way." I'm like, "No problem. I'm early anyway. I'm just hanging out with the guy." They're out there. They're just hacking darts, and these are the guys I wanted to. This is exactly where I wanted to be. The guy.
That's the atmosphere you like.
It was perfect. It was a clean shop, but it was like it's on Barton Street, and it's like so these are just like your typical tough white guys.
You don't remember the name of the place, Mike?
I think it's called Breakaway Auto or Breakaway Glass or something like that.
Okay.
I can confirm it, but either way.
You think they have a Twitter account or an Instagram account? We can.
No.
Do they have a social media manager we could reach out to?
This is the extent
of
this
future
guy's
one's
advertising.
fucking playing.
This is great.
Right there.
This was great. The guy, when it was all said and done, the guy goes in my car. He sits in my passenger seat. It looks like he's just checking shit out. And then when I get in the car, he like unsolicited. I just look down beside. There's 2 notepads, 2 stickers, 2 air fresheners, all with their fucking shit plastered all over it. I'm like, that is great. The guy threw a bunch of advertisements in my shit.
Should you be offended by that? Like, does he think?
No, I was like, man, he did good work. I have no problem pushing these guys. It was quick. They were good people. They gave me water. He offered me a beer.
I like it.
These guys were great, man. The guys were great.
No shit, man. They're getting all those fucking free advertising they're getting.
That's what I'm saying.
If only you could remember the name.
I know.
I'll go when I go take a
break
leak or something.
Breaktown, Breaktown Auto. I thought it was
Breakaway Glass.
break dancing auto.
They gave you enough fucking merch with the name on it.
I'll get it before the end of the episode. Anyways, these guys are great.
Before we move on to the next topic, I want to comment. Mike and I are both on Zoom with Will, and so if you're listening to this, maybe you can't see it, but you can probably hear it. I got a question for Will. Will, how many different things are you eating and drinking right now?
Yeah.
I've seen like a bag of Cheetos, a tea, a soda, a water, something. Nuclear red. You got those.
Oh, Reese's Pieces.
Okay, yeah.
Is that off your infamous Amazon candy order?
Of course it is.
That's like Fruitopia or something.
Cranberry juice and vodka.
Cranberry vodka.
Cranberry vodka, yeah. Okay.
Okay, that's a protein shake.
Okay, yeah. So you're drinking the protein at the same time as the vodka.
Grass.
Yeah.
Okay.
And water.
So the protein in the vodka, is that a plan that you have?
Well, I'm like, I'm fucking hungry. I got to eat dinner somehow. So like before this, I just whipped up a protein shake while I was upstairs.
You know that Arnold Schwarzenegger does the vodka shot in the protein shake.
I'm not there yet.
You know he does that because he says it gets right into your bloodstream that way.
Vascularity.
What, the vodka does? Or the protein does?
Both, I guess. I don't know. I'm just taking my cue from this Austrian world bodybuilding champion. Yeah, we got to get him on the show. So you're back on the train here, right? You're back on the bus. This is the first time you've had a drink in about 7 years now, right? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, 7 or 8 years.
7 or 8 years. So, good.
Yeah, well, my girlfriend came over maybe 5 days ago with like a drink for me, and I had it, and that was the first time I drank in like 2.5 months. But yeah, so then I decided last night to see how my stomach and shit was with like vodka cran.
Mm-hmm.
Mike was walking by, came by the front porch, and we fucking chilled for like an hour. So then I decided, actually, then today Claire was walking by, and she came and chilled for about an hour, and I had a beer.
Claire.
So I was like, all right, well,
Claire's an
keep the train going.
Claire's an FOTS, so we'll always give Claire a shout out. FOTS, friend of the show, by the way. So we'll always give Claire a shout out. Well, we can move to our first topic du jour, something that I put up and something that I've been taking more and more seriously as I've kind of entered into. I think, anyways, if my partner will indulge me in this regard, I'm probably not far off from having a kid. And so I worry about things like the thing I'm about to bring up. And it's the state of modern masculinity as it relates to something called OnlyFans. Have you guys heard of OnlyFans before?
Oh, yeah.
Of course. How could you not? I've never been on it.
I've only heard of it. I only heard of it about a week and a half ago. And it was like kind of like tangentially on Twitter. And it was the Bitcoin crowd, again, who always turns me on to this shit. And these guys are fucking furious about OnlyFans. Mike has his hand up.
I do have a note. Anyway.
You have a note for the end of the show? Okay.
Sorry,
okay.
I just wanted to say that.
No, it's all good. So
thanks.
Yeah, let me add that to the fucking schedule. So the OnlyFans is, from what I gather, and this is I've done some research on this. I did some research on Twitter, and also I asked Kenzie last night while she was watching.
You could have just gone to OnlyFans.com and just looked at it.
I refuse. It's a porno site. I'm pretty sure it's a porno site. I don't go on any.
Yeah, but you got to pay for it, so you won't see shit for free.
I'm not going to. Pornography is not benign. Okay, that's a hill I will die on. It is not benign. So I didn't go to OnlyFans, but I asked your sister, Mike, and she said it's basically a porno site for Instagram girls. And so this
I would agree with that.
More or less aligns with what I've heard. And so my question is.
So that's right. Paid, bro.
So for the audio only crowd, Mike is fucking rubbing his two top fingers with his thumb here, and you're probably right. What the fuck?
Oh, I'm right. There's no probably right. They're getting fucking paid.
But my question is, like, how is it possible that guys are paying for this in such great numbers and not getting called out for it? Like, what happened to like bettering yourself, finding a girl you like, courting her, doing all the things that all of us have done, right? Over the years.
Yeah, but
how is this not offensive to the psyche of the people who are doing it?
What is it the chicken and the egg thing though? Because like if this was around back when like we were in high school, would we be doing that shit? Who knows? But like
I doubt it. Like
I personally don't think I would.
No shit. Like something in you tells you this is not the right thing to do, does it not?
Well, especially when you don't need to, you know.
Those are the guys that gave up. They're just like, fuck it, I'll just watch it. And those are the guys that watch a lot of porn. Like I personally don't watch a lot of porn. I don't know about you guys. I would probably put you guys in the same category as me, right?
I have made like in the last probably 8 or 9 years, I have like made a concerted effort not to watch pornography.
It's fucking bad for you.
It is not benign. I'm telling you, it's not benign. All these guys who are like, oh, sometimes you got to rub one out. Like, get the fuck out of here, you got to rub one out. That's just not
fucking use your imagination, idiot.
And also, that's not how you're fucking built. That edge that a full sack gives you is something you can harness for your benefit.
Oh yeah,
it's not meant to be given away on an 18-inch monitor on a lonely Thursday night. It's not meant for that. That's not the point of that feeling. The point of that feeling is to drive you to something greater, and that's like one piece of this. But the OnlyFans thing, there's two things I want to ask you guys about, because you guys are a little younger than me. Though, like you said, Mike, I think we're on the same demo here. Yeah, a little. It feels like it's less and less every day. It's going to start feeling like less and less every day. The thing.
Yeah, we're almost the same age.
The thing that I want to know.
Yeah, we're catching up.
If you guys had a buddy who was like, "Oh yeah, I have an OnlyFans account. So what?" Would you just drop it there, or would you not be like, "What do you mean you fucking have an OnlyFans account?" That's question one. And question two is, if like a girl you knew had an OnlyFans account, how would that
like on the other end, if she was making money off of it?
Exactly. Would that change?
I would respect the girl tenfold more.
Would you really though?
I would.
Getting paid. I don't give a fuck if you're getting paid.
You guys go at it, man, because I have my own opinions, but I want to hear you guys' opinions first.
I said I don't say I respect her. I said I respect her more than the guy fucking paying for it. At least she's getting paid. That guy's giving his money away for some fucking fake ass relationship because it's like you have a connection with them. That's what they're thinking, right?
Yeah.
It's like having a favorite porn star, which I never understood that. I never understood that. But like guys be like, oh, what's her name? Oh, Lisa Ann. And the only reason I know that is from one of our buddies. He was like her favorite porn star.
She's in Billions. She does a scene in Billions.
Yeah, sure. So
really? That's
and the only reason I know her name is from my fucking one of my buddies. He's like said it to me. I'm like, you have a favorite porn star that you like watching just get railed by fucking horse dick dudes? Like, are you kidding me? Like, why do you like that? Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And like, I guarantee, like, she has a fucking OnlyFans, and people pay for that when they can just go and look at her getting fucked, her back catalog, any like.
I'm going on OnlyFans while you talk.
There's probably 1,800 hours of this girl getting railed. Why would you pay like fucking X amount of money a month to go watch her like stripping from a mirror or something?
I think
you can't even preview. You can't even preview this site. You have to sign in. You have to sign in right away. Yeah. Sign in with your Twitter account as if I want my public fucking. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, man, it's fucked.
My god,
it's so acceptable nowadays.
I'm not doing it.
Because it's like, I don't know. It's so accepted because it's just now there's so many people that have just like just fuck it. I'll just do this instead. It's like, okay, really? That's okay, fine. Which is honestly, I'm all for it. Fucking do it, man. Just give up. I don't give a shit.
If your girlfriend was doing it,
listen, let me finish. This is not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is all the guys do it, man. Fucking do it. Give up. Watch OnlyFans, and then just watch the competition pool just fucking shrink and just shrink, and then it's just more for me. Fucking like you idiot. You fucking idiot. Just go to the gym. Like you said, stop jacking off like 10 times a fucking day. Wait till the end of the day and do it once, and then just pass out. It's way better, I promise.
Nobody jacks off 10 times a day. No one does that.
Fuck you, buddy. There's 100%. Have you ever had a shitty Sunday? You've definitely done it once.
No way. No way. I have never fucking pulled it 10 times. That's fucking nuts.
Maybe fine 8. Whatever. Times are boring sometimes. On a shitty hungover Sunday.
I don't think you have to totally give up to like get an OnlyFans account. I sound like I'm defending it because I'm not.
Devil's advocate.
I never, totally. Like I never would get an OnlyFans account.
What would have to happen? What would have to happen though? Like for either of you guys. Like I'm only thinking of my own experience here. Like I can honestly say, I can honestly say. You know, when was the first time I saw like online pornography? I was probably like 16, 17, maybe something like that. 18, probably by the time it became reliable because I'm a little older than you guys, obviously. 18 was probably the first time. 18 was probably the first time I saw like a reliable online porn site. And I got to tell you, in the 15 years since, I can honestly probably count on one hand, and it was a lot younger than, or it was when I was a lot younger than as opposed to when I was older. The number of times I've like searched for a certain porn star, for example, like that is not something I think normal people do. I don't know if I'm alone in that thinking, but I can't imagine like going, to a website on, like Mike said, a lonely Sunday or, on a day where like you strike out, or you strike out at the bar or something, and you go home and you're like, oh, I got to find this girl who I saw a week ago on this porn site. Like this is ridiculous. Like on Pornhub, nobody. I can't say nobody because Pornhub's fucking huge, but like I can't imagine people are going there and searching for names all the time.
Oh, for sure, like people are 100%. People are doing that for sure.
That seems nuts to me. That to me, to personalize something like that to me seems incredibly insane.
It's odd. Like the extent of that I've gone is I had a video that I tried to find the video again. I was I'll watch that one again. That was it. But like I've never I just like the I'm like, oh, that worked.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't want to get into it, but like you've never seen a video. See a video that you liked, and then like her name is in it, and you're like, oh, why wouldn't you check out her other shit? I don't know. I've definitely searched specific names before.
I'm not saying I haven't. I'm not saying I hadn't, but I'm saying like there's probably something I did, 1,000 times more in the first 2 years than in the 2 years after that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like when I was still like figuring out what my thing was, that's maybe what I would do more. But I can't imagine like you guys are in the same demo as me. Like, are you really going on fucking porn sites and searching for like specific names or specific?
No, because they also get boring too. Like,
no shit, it gets fucking boring.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so here's my thing with OnlyFans. Why it originally blew up. I think I have no idea. I'm totally speaking out of my ass, as we all do on the show, obviously. But like, so I think it's like
that's the name of the podcast.
Everything I say is information based.
Yeah,
heavily backed.
research oriented. Yeah.
Peer reviewed articles. No. So I think it's like Instagram models who don't show their areolas and vaginas and buttholes, but like everything but
nipples, vag, and butthole. Okay.
And then they're showing all that shit and they get like millions of followers, and then they're like, oh, check out my OnlyFans account. You can actually see my areolas and all that shit. So all those people who have been watching her for like years almost show everything. And she's like, all right, for like $10 a month, you can actually see what the real shit looks like under here.
They finally took the leap and just, I'm actually a porn star now.
But it's
what's the gap?
That's the next step in Instagram modeling.
That's the gap between Instagram and porn is this thing, right?
Yeah, like straight up. This is the bridge. That's the bridge right there. And man, honestly, this is like, I'm not defending it by any means, but it is very lucrative on their part. They're making bank, bro.
Fuck yeah.
Like a subscription service for like, say there's like, even if you have 10,000 followers, right? And you pay $10 a month, even if 100 of them fucking subscribed, right? Boom. Yeah, exactly. You just made a bunch of money in a month. Like, it's fucking crazy.
If you had like 1 million followers and like 10% of those paid $5 a month, man, that's like $500,000 a month that you're just making now.
Fucking insane. You'll never make that kind of money. You're making more money doing that just by showing yourself naked. But you're basically showing yourself naked anyway. You're just covering up the privates, and then you just, I can just. And how much do you think you're making on Instagram? You're gonna make far more, and then on a consistent basis, just by showing yourself naked.
What do you make on Instagram for a post? Do you make like
no idea? Okay. It's probably a good amount. I would imagine they get paid, but then they can just, now it's just a second source of revenue. Like it's lucrative to do it. I mean, if you don't have any,
but like, it's also like you don't like. They're not advertising a product or a post every single day. Like, I'm sure they get paid a lot per post, but like, you're not getting paid. They're not advertising shit every single day. So like, this makes sure they have like a steady stream of income from these people.
And a fucking goddamn good one. It would be hard. Like, but what you were saying earlier, Joe, about like, what would you do if your girlfriend did that? I would just, I don't know.
Meltdown.
At that point,
I would fucking lose it. I'd fucking lose it.
No, I would honest to God, if she was doing that, I would be like, okay, so she's going to make a bunch of money. I'm going to have to fucking try to get some shit and then dip. Like, I already call it out, but don't leave yet. Ring the rag, get some things, like get a PS5, get the fucking new sneakers you want. Like, well, you're fucking making money. I'm just an electrician. I only make so much. You're making like 5 times my salary in a month.
Yeah.
So,
but you're assuming we're dating girls that are having like a million followers on Instagram.
It's an option to all of them. It really is.
Yeah, but they're not all gonna make $500,000.
Okay, fine, but like that was an exaggeration. But they could still make a bank in a month. Like they could.
What if you're dating someone? What if you're dating someone and they're making like $300 a month?
Then you gotta leave. You just have to leave without even. You don't even break up. You just delete and then bounce. You don't even say like, well, fuck.
This is kind of the difference between like being a hooker and an escort, right? The 300 is a hooker. The escort, you got to be making 4 figures at least, right? I'm pretty sure. There's got to be someone. There's got to be someone.
What's the technical difference? Is it just an escort? Is just like a high quality hooker?
I don't know. I've never paid for an escort or a hooker, so I can't really comment on that. But I would imagine that there's some gap between like, much the same way we're describing for OnlyFans. Like 300 a month is like you kind of selling out for what, like rent money. I don't know.
But it's a humble
Exactly.
thing. They're gonna make more later.
Yeah, maybe.
No,
I feel like
maybe you won't. Like
you
what's
definitely
the?
won't.
Well, you know,
Exactly.
You won't.
Well, the competition is fucking high on that shit too.
Man, it's flooded. It's saturated
I'm gonna fucking make an account and I'm gonna tell you what the competition.
I feel like
don't do it.
I'm gonna do
an
it.
escort is prearranged and a hooker is just on demand.
True. That's a good call. I think you're right.
Nice.
I think you're
there.
right.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Hey,
good.
you can pick which one you want with the escort.
Yeah,
With the hooker, you just call a hotline and be like, "Hey, send some scratch my way, will you?"
Or you just show up on the strip.
Send some quality scrunt over here, will ya? I'll pay.
We'll take whatever.
Yeah, we gotta cut out 40 minutes of the first 45 minutes.
It's a dark world, man. That's a dark world. You go down that shit, like not just like the girls doing that kind of work, but like the guys, man. That's fucking crazy. Like what had to happen to go down that road? Like
I don't know.
The male prostitutes or the males who are controlling it?
Male prostitutes. I honestly think that's probably like a lot. It's probably easier over on that side of things, man. Like I would imagine maybe the transactions are a lot nicer in the gay world.
Is there protections for prostitution now that don't exist for OnlyFans? Like if an OnlyFans person like decides they want to meet you for sex, like are they offered the same protections that a prostitute would be or no? Like is there protections for prostitutes? I have no idea.
Yeah,
it's illegal.
You're
pimp, man.
Yeah, fucking 100%.
This episode is off the rails.
This is your call, Joe.
I didn't go down this road. I was hoping to talk about like the kind of collapse of masculinity's house of cards over the last few years. That's
who gives a fuck about that?
We went the opposite. We went
let them go. Let them fall. Let them fall.
Shit.
I love it. I'm all for that, man. Please just watch more porn.
Okay, so I have my new OnlyFans account open. Okay.
I can't believe it.
How much are you gonna charge? Can you choose?
So there's a bunch
you're running it?
It's just on the website. So you have to go to the website.
Dancing for money. So
the OnlyFans website has it's all blank really in the middle, which is weird unless it's just my browser. But there's I'll try and dim it for you guys so you can see. So basically the middle of the screen has nothing on it. And at the bottom there's like the profiles, right? So if I click Ariani Celeste, which is for sure not a government handle.
She's a UFC girl.
Is she really?
Really?
Oh, yeah. So it says UFC girl, co-host to Overhaulin', MTV Guy Code, host, model, and fitness something.
Which is way different. Like she's a celebrity. She genuinely is.
So you can follow
her.
Is she just? So you can follow her for free. It says that's what it says.
Yeah, what's she doing? Is she hooking on OnlyFans?
She's probably just posting fucking. No, I fucking doubt it. She doesn't have to. She's just rich, man.
So if I follow her,
apparently not.
I get this message. Can you see that message? You can't. It says you need to add a payment card. So
right. So she has premium services.
This is a fuck.
She probably just shows
this
her
whole
tits,
thing is a fucking. This is a fucking scam.
You think she shows her tits or just like her feet?
Who cares? Like, does it matter? What is the fucking difference really between those two things? If you're paying $20 a month, it's fucking insane.
That's how much it is. Oh my god.
Well, whatever it costs, like it can't be less than $20 a month.
Look,
at $20 a month, you got to figure the girls get what? 70% tops?
Maybe more.
What's the number? It can't be more.
They might get way more than that.
Yeah, maybe
95% if the website's just fucking hosting it. They're making bank off think about all of the distribution of that. They're gonna make tons of money anyway. They'll give you if they give you 99%, they make tons of money anyway.
I don't know how
knows?
it works.
But
I don't like it.
What I'm saying is with say that example, because I knew who she was right away.
Right.
Yeah. Because I watched.
She's the first girl that shows up on my feed.
She's like the Octagon girl. She's the number one probably.
Okay.
So she's super famous. Now there's 100% gonna and she posts like promiscuous photos and shit. Of course she is. She's a model.
What's her name
She's
again?
A ring girl.
I'll look her up
Ariani Celeste.
I'll check her up on Instagram.
And the thing is, the amount of guys that are gonna be willing to just pay to see her tits, it's gonna be astronomical, which is insane.
Yeah,
but that's just how because some guys are they're useless. they need to see her. They're obsessed with her.
Yeah.
Then there's excessive guys, and it's pathetic, is what it is.
So that goes back to like kind of like what I was saying before, how like you get obsessed with a girl on Instagram or like wherever else, and then you see them on OnlyFans, and it's like I can finally see what their tits look like.
It cost me $5 a month,
and then it's over.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Why go beyond the 1 month? Like you pay $5 for like the hour of looking at her tits, and then you get just gonna see that over and over and over and over and over again.
Yeah, but then you can just keep seeing it, man. It's your girlfriend. It's
this
pathetic.
this girl's Instagram account is like, okay, if we compare her to recent Two Whites and a Blue Darling, LeBron James mistress, like this girl's not hotter. This girl's not hotter than LeBron James mistress, and this girl's Instagram account is nothing but fucking advertisements. It's all ads, protein powders and fucking granola bars and
and then sprinkled in with the odd picture of her in a bikini.
Like, why do I care about this? I don't care about this.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not what you care. It's not you, that you're not the demographic because you're not an idiot. But you have to understand the amount of fucking idiots out there. Oh, look, she's so hot. Like, there's so many dumb guys like that. These fucking people are genius. They're fucking lucrative and they're smart. They're making money.
So you're right, Mike. You are right. They're fucking definitely lucrative, making money. To answer Will's question, let me tag on one other thing here. Let's say you go on Ariane Celeste's Instagram page and you spend, I don't know, let's say you have a semi-public platform where people listen to your thoughts and opinions, and you trash her and talk about how dumb the people who follow her are. And then when you go to her Instagram page, there's a follower who you know. Should you mention that on the show, or should you not mention it on the show?
This is happening right now.
Because I'm pretty sure that there's a follower I know on this girl's page. What's the over/under on?
Wait, on Instagram or on OnlyFans?
On Instagram. I don't have my OnlyFans. My OnlyFans account is already closed.
Instagram's whatever. Instagram people just follow shit.
So how many followers do you think she has? If I set the over/under at 2.7 million, does she have more?
I was gonna say 5.
5 million?
Yeah.
I think it's over.
2.7 over.
I think it's over. Yeah.
It is over. It is over. What if I set the over at 3.1 million? Over or under?
Over.
Well, I would say over. It's weird that you're doing it like this, but I would say
very
over.
Small increments. Like
it's 3.3. She's got 3.3.
Yeah, she's got more fucking followers than people fighting in the UFC, which is
way more.
And
way more.
And a guy went
to the champions, man.
A guy I went to elementary school with, Greg Seachos, is following her. So Greg, get a fucking clue, man. Stop following this fucking guy.
Okay, I'll be right back.
I haven't had a good name drop in a minute.
Will's going to take a piss. I just don't get it. Like I can remember being like really young and seeing like the Baby Blue movies, and I was like so hyped to see a Baby Blue movie on like a Friday night if I was awake late enough to see
I don't even know what that is.
Baby Blue was like this thing that used to run late night on.
It's like Latin Lover.
No, it was like it's like softcore porn, yeah. And Baby Blue was usually it was a story, and it was narrated by David Duchovny. So like the fucking guy.
You're gonna say David Attenborough.
It was Dave Duchovny. So it's like the guy from X-Files was narrating this softcore porn, at the end of the fucking show, it was always him getting laid. Yeah, like what a gig, right? So great. It was like Californication in the fucking 90s, and
yeah, we did that when we were younger too, of course. You're like fucking hitting puberty, man. That's the only porn you got. Right. Like, fuck, holy shit, we get to see tits on Friday? Yeah. Let's sleep over.
Yeah, even weirder. Like you're watching it with all your buddies, which is even fucking weirder.
Yeah, but fuck, you never seen tits before.
I know.
Fucking 10 years old. You're like, holy shit. We're talking about like Latin Lover and fucking whatever.
What is Latin Lover?
It's the same shit.
Latin Lover.
It's like softcore.
We were talking,
and the even worse part about it, it's not even in English.
The Baby
Blue. Just watching to see the fucking weird ass sex scenes. It's hilarious.
The Baby Blue movies actually get a shout out in. You guys know that song "Northern Touch" by Chaclair the Rascals. We know Tovia song. Yeah. I think one of the guys is talking about a girl he's sleeping with, and he's like started with something or Baby Blue figure, and it plays like a softcore porno loop in the background.
Chaclair's from Toronto.
Yeah, of course, right? And so I was saying to Mike, when you were gone, that there was Baby Blue, and then there was another variety of those softcore movies on like Friday or Saturday night. It was called Red Shoe Diaries. This is the name of it, Mike. Not it was.
I've heard of that. Yeah. I have heard of that.
So Red Shoe is every single episode of Red Shoe is narrated by David Duchovny, and at the end of every episode of Red Shoe, it's Dave Duchovny getting laid in like softcore porn format, which is so fucking weird to think back on. But then
that's
you realize,
so weird.
Yeah, but then you realize this guy did Californication 10 years later, right? Like he did. Like this is like 1998, 1999. And then in 2009, he's doing Californication. He's doing the same shit.
Do you think he was actually like legit getting laid, or was it like fake?
I don't know how softcore porn works. I have no
Wasn't
idea.
he fucking in the X-Files at the same time?
Yeah.
Like he's like doing the X-Files during the day, and then at night he's going to do softcore pornos.
All right, guys, gotta go to another set.
Cable network softcore porn for kids.
I gotta go get my sweet fuck on tonight. Gotta go.
I just made like 50 mil last year from the X-Files and like 200 grand.
Yeah, it's a side gig. This is just on the side.
Yeah, what the fuck? This is rent money.
I've been trying
this
to
one's far less popular, but it's pretty fun, so I keep doing it. I get to bang these hot chicks. Allegedly.
Maybe, yeah. It's probably wearing a jockstrap, but anyway. Okay.
But yeah, like honestly, to put a kind of nail in it, I don't really understand the whole OnlyFans Instagram thing. I honestly personally don't even really like following. Like I never really liked following hot chicks on Instagram. It was never really my thing.
I don't follow any fucking celebrity.
Me neither. I don't follow
That's
anything.
so sad.
If I'm following anything that's like celebrity related, it's like something I'm interested in. So if I'll follow like golf or skateboarding or I'll do that shit.
Yeah. Well, they post cool shit, not just
exactly. Like just a hot chick. I'm like, that's what you have to. If I want, I could just go look. First of all, I don't need to see your newest post. Like I don't give a fuck what you're doing. I think it annoys me because it's unattainable. It's just for fuck's sake.
You know what? I don't think it is. I don't think it is. Tell me for.
I don't want to date that, to be honest.
But I was just about to say, okay, are you really telling me that nobody in this chat, okay, has fucking got to pick my words carefully here, has been intimate with a girl who all your buddies would be like, oh fuck, I can't believe you fucking got that. Of course you have fucking done that. And so are you telling me that you're gonna be the same guy who's able to like climb this mountain, but then on the same side of things, you follow a girl and
it sucks like, at the top. It's
shit.
It's like,
hi BB, you look good in that bikini, BB, on Instagram.
Well, no, I don't think any of us are doing that.
Like you're a fucking reply guy. Yeah. Are you kidding me? That's a fucking joke. There's no way those two things fucking. But this is the thing people are doing, right? Like if someone is making, $300,000, $400,000 on OnlyFans, like, yeah, there's a lot of guys who fucking can't get laid or don't have a girlfriend or whatever who go that route. But you can't tell me at that much money for this many girls, it's all those guys. There's no way.
No, I don't think it is.
There's no way.
There's like some people who are just like fucking super horny or just super into porn that are just like, I just need it from every single angle possible. I need to follow all the hot Instagram girls. I need to fucking go on UJizz all the time. I need OnlyFans. I need a browser account.
So weird, yeah. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel.
Yeah.
We gotta get.
That's Tom Mazzetti.
We gotta get the
best. That's one of the best fucking finishing lines I've ever heard in my life.
One of the best ever do it. One of the best ever do it. We gotta get him on this show.
Subscribe to my YouTube channel. So good, man.
He's been putting out more content lately. I should fucking.
I know he has. It's fucking good.
He's stuck.
He's funny, man.
He's
got it down. He's got it down. That guy. He's got it anyway. From our perspective, he's got it down. And
he knows his act. He knows his act. He's fucking funny.
Yeah.
Oh fuck yeah! Anyways, you want to move on from this porn chat?
Let's go to the second item on the sheet is a little more current events, a little less tits and ass. It's what's the role of Twitter and other platforms regarding the truth as far as their members are concerned. So I bring this up because there was a tweet on Twitter from everyone's favorite,
super weird,
everyone's favorite president, Donald J. Trump, and he sends out this tweet. I'm not sure on the background of it. I don't know how legit the claim is. I would guess probably not that legit, given that's.
I'm gonna shut the whole fucking thing down.
Yeah. So he basically said that there's states who are doing mail-in ballots because of COVID, and without getting into the merits of mail-in ballots and what really is required of an electorate as far as voting during a pandemic, Trump basically said that mail-in ballots lead to problems and scams and illegitimate election results. There's some
Problems
truth.
are making my fucking dicks off. Boy.
Yeah, there's some truth to that and some not truth to that. But Twitter, for the first time in its history, tagged this tweet with basically a PSA that said,
for the first time in history, tagged his tweet. They've been tagging tweets for sure.
Tagged a tweet. But for the first time,
you think that he was the very first one they tagged?
They were. That's this new program they're running, and so this thing is meant to.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
really?
And so
he's the first flag tweet of all time.
Well, he's the first flag tweet in this sense. So they've done a couple of things in the recent past, guys, that they haven't done before because of COVID. They started a couple of these programs. So, for example, if I tweet out our show link and I say that we spoke about COVID on the show link and it catches their algorithm, it'll refer the tweet. So if you see the tweet, if you pull the tweet up on the screen as the main tweet on your screen, it'll show on the bottom that there's something in here about COVID. If you want the facts about COVID, here's the website to go to. And it feeds you to the WHO website, which, we've talked about it before. I don't know how legit those guys are these days, but regardless, Twitter is trying to funnel people to the same information for certain subjects that they view as legit. And so for Trump's tweet, the issue that a lot of people are having is, whether or not you think mail-in ballots lead to fraud or not is sort of immaterial in this case. The problem that everyone has, or at least that I had with it, is that they funneled the tweet to fact checking from CNN. And, we've talked on this show a bunch about the kind of quality of news and quality of reporting and stuff like that, and how it's not really in your best interest to rely on that kind of stuff anymore. And so I'm curious as to what you guys think, because neither of you really consume a lot of social media the way that I do, especially on Twitter. What do you think about the first time you interact with a tweet, the first thing you see instead of the conversation that's flowing from it from the public or the most engaged replies or anything like that, the kind of organic measurements you'd expect to see in terms of driving something popular to the top? What do you think about instead you see what Twitter wants you to see?
I don't fucking know what you mean at all. Will, if you do, go ahead.
I'm assuming that you're saying so Twitter kind of filters it through their own bias, their own opinions, and saying, we think that this is the most reputable, so we're going to put this at the top.
Yeah,
this is the most reliable.
That's a fair assessment. Yeah.
I don't think that the social media companies should be choosing what to filter, what not to filter, what to flag and what not to flag. It's kind of it's not their responsibility. It's not their original content. They are there as a platform to kind of for other people to speak. So I don't really think it's in their realm to be I don't know. Cause I guess that Facebook, those political ads and shit where they just Russians straight up lied and we're just putting false information. So they have to filter that kind of shit, I guess. But it just seems wrong for them to it seems wrong for them to have to filter based on, I guess, a more reputable source than them. So they basically have to take what someone says and then what another person says and decide that this source is right, that one is wrong. So we're going to funnel you to this one instead.
So do you guys might be worth trying to read that on the screen. So this is the tweet in question. Well, you should read it. There's
no way I can do that.
You can't read that on the Mike can probably read it on his screen.
No way that mail-in ballots will be. This makes you sound like such a fucking remedial reader. Will be anything. See your phones. Hit it again. You're the light. There's. Oh my. Can you just fucking read it out loud? Why am I reading it?
It doesn't matter what it says. It matters about the.
Am I reading it?
It matters about the tag under it. See the tag.
When Twitter fact checks your tweet?
No. The tag says get the facts about mail-in ballots.
Why are you just reading this to us?
It's not about the tweet. It's just about the way they're formatting it, right? I just want to show you guys what you're what you're kind of talking about.
I don't really understand Twitter too much anyway. I thought it was just a free-based flat platform that you could just go on and type whatever you want. I personally don't think they should be flagging anything. I understand. Yeah, exactly, I understand the extent of his platform is given he's the fucking president of the United States, but at the same time, he should still have equal rights. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But like someone else should be filtering his shit, not Twitter.
Yeah. Before it goes out. Before it goes out.
But he took that away, which I do like him for that, because like he's just like, no, fuck you. This is my Twitter account. But like that being said, I don't support everything he says.
No.
But like I do like the fact that he kind of just like, no, I don't need a fucking media filter. I'll do it.
That's right.
Fuck you. Yeah. He did everything like that, and he's still gonna fucking win.
I just hate that he is like in this situation. He's such a bitch. I hate how much of a bitch he is. He's so fucking insecure. He's literally that guy who like.
Oh, he's insecure.
Yeah.
He's so like the guy who like goes and like charges, like goes so hard in the paint, gets a foul called on him, and then goes home with my ball. He's like, I'm going home, taking the ball.
Yeah.
Fuck you guys.
Does Donald Trump have exactly an OnlyFans account?
I'm sure he would if he could make money off it somehow. There's probably some fucking people on that old dick porn. Who knows?
No, but does he have an OnlyFans account where he subscribes to UFC ring girls or no? You think?
He could just fucking go get another. He's rich. He could just go fucking get another. What's her name? Melania.
Also, his wife very attractive.
She's a factory.
I just wonder, like looking at some of like, you know, I don't even know where to start with this. I've obviously been like a proponent on this show and in my personal life about how the news is basically always lying to you. There's a great clip the other day I was showing a few friends of mine about MSNBC is like doing an on the scene report in one of the southern states about reopening and how no one's taking the mask thing seriously. And the guy who's doing the report is dressed in a button-up shirt. He's got a mask on to match the shirt. And he's talking about how irresponsible the crowd is for not wearing masks. And there's a guy behind the camera filming him that you can't see. And he goes, hey, no one's wearing a mask. Look at this guy behind you. And the cameraman turns to the guy with his phone out filming the crew and says, look at this guy. He's irresponsible, not wearing a mask. And the guy with the phone goes, no one in your crew's wearing a mask. Like, what do you mean I'm not wearing a mask? No one in your crew's wearing a mask either.
Oh, yeah.
Good.
And then they cut back to the newsroom and Katie Tour, who's like a, up and coming news anchor, kind of shining star. She goes, oh, shocking scene.
Oh, fucking so it's just stupid.
But it's just, but like the thing is,
fucking lackluster.
This is the thing that drives me nuts. Okay, this guy in the White House has so many holes in his fucking like positions, his policies, the way he carries himself, and these guys rely on, like, you're really going to rely on Twitter and CNN to tell people that he's wrong? Like, you have so many other vehicles you could use to show that this guy's kind of an incompetent buffoon. But instead, you rely on your weakest crutch, the weakest link in your chain, to show people that this guy is doing the wrong thing.
It's the weakest crutch to you, but you know how many people trust CNN? Probably
I can't believe
the majority of the fucking country.
That drives me nuts. That drives me.
Yeah, because you ask questions, though, Joe. You ask questions. These guys don't. They just fucking take it. They're like, oh yeah, these guys are right. As opposed to like actually analyzing the problem. They're just like, oh no, this is CNN said it. It's right. It's like, yeah, it's a sheep mentality, which I really hate that term, but that's how it is. They pick their side. Yeah. They follow it. It's how it is, and it's a nightmare, but it is what it is, man. It's fucking annoying, but what can you do? That's why I think the fact that Twitter's flagging anything is not ideal, because that's like the one thing where it's like unfiltered news. There's no biases. There shouldn't be anyway.
Yeah.
Like there should be people posting their opinions, like CNN or I don't even fucking know the different news platforms. I really don't, because I do not get my news from cable TV.
No one our age even watches cable news.
My parents are like, oh, you should be more up to date. I'm like, I get my news. Don't worry. I know what the fuck's going on. I look at my phone every day, and I'm getting updates on everything from every side. Now it's like up to me to pick which one I believe. But like these, it's fucking weird, man. I am not the guy. This is more of a YouTube conversation. I just get mad at this shit.
Oh, we like it. I like this upset commentary.
It's just a waste to me. Like, it's like, what am I gonna do? Watch this shit, get depressed, get annoyed, get pissed? I don't give a fuck. And then people are like, oh, you're fucking stupid, uninformed. I'm like, go fuck yourself, man. I don't give a fuck. Everything like who the fuck is to say the news you're hearing is even right? You just pick the fucking team.
Yeah,
exactly. But like, and then also like, but like, who are you to say it's wrong either? You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
That's the tough part.
That's why I just don't. I just kind of go, fuck it. You watch your news. I'm gonna just chill here and make my own decisions, and then keep to myself about it because these conversations are never fun.
There's
never enjoy these conversations.
With a few people in my life, I do, but you guys I enjoy it with.
Yeah, depending on who I'm talking to.
Yeah, there's other people I don't. Yeah.
When you're just like at a party and somebody starts talking about fucking issues or public issues or something, I'm like, oh great, this is gonna be sick because that guy, the guy he doesn't argue properly. He just raises his voice. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, fuck this, I'm out of here. Same thing with politics and religion, the same bullshit. The conversations you never bring up at dinner.
Yeah.
But like, I don't even know like the last time I've been called uninformed, and I think that I'm as informed as I want to be. Yeah. It's not like I'm uninformed or like over-informed or whatever.
Yeah, man, I agree with that.
I'm as informed as I want to be. Like I could dive deeper into it if I wanted to, and since I haven't, don't try to fucking talk to me about it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I don't have interest in the conversation. It's like an English major arguing about fucking Pythagorean's theorem with a math major.
Yeah.
It's so dumb. Yeah. It's such a waste of time.
That's a good analogy.
Fucking what the fuck am I gonna do? I'm just way out class, but I could just fake it, argue, and just yell a lot and really fucking speak with conviction, and I can really trick these guys into thinking I'm right. Which is what these news stations do, which is why I like social media for news. But now that they're flagging shit, I'm concerned. I'm like, oh, now I don't know who to believe. Fuck it, everything's fucked. Fuck the news. Fuck being informed. I don't care. I'm just gonna watch golf and UFC and do other shit.
It's almost even worse than that in some cases. Like you guys are doing a good job articulating the sort of like the comparisons between other arguments you might have and other like subject matter you might debate to news. The thing that I've just relied on, especially the last like 2 or 3 years, there's a few people in my life who are good friends of mine, guys I really like, and I'll always like, no matter what their political or media views are.
That should never be a breaking point. I don't think.
No. With my good buddies, it's not. Yeah, with my good buddies.
Yeah, and by the way, what I was saying before, I'm just trying to justify being uninformed.
Yeah,
really.
Yeah. There's 2 things, right? One is I think there's like a new envelope, quote unquote envelope, that people want to place their uninformed friends in, and it's just the friends who don't listen to mainstream news. I don't think that makes you uninformed.
Are we in correlation to simps?
Yeah, you're a news simp, and I don't think that makes you uninformed. And the other thing that I've just been doing in the last little while, especially
fight all of those people with my fists.
No, man, there's people I know. There's people I know who.
Let's just not have this conversation. Let's just have a fist fight and call it over. That's how I argue.
The thing that works, I think, at least in my case, is when I talk to people, good friends of mine who like we talked about, I'll never cross lines with over something stupid like politics, but we debate it.
What do you mean by cross a line? Like really piss someone off?
Yeah, like I'll never be like, oh, this guy's out of my circle or something like that. And
they never cross the lines all day.
Yeah,
but if he's gonna take it the wrong way, then fuck that guy.
Right, exactly. And so the thing I just
but
say
it's also
now
on
is
you to take it that badly too, though, because like
it's both parties.
A strong enough stance, like politically, like if you were like even if like I was like friends with like a Trump supporter, it's like whatever.
There's no
like
divide.
I don't know it well enough. Like maybe you're fucking right, man. Like maybe his policies and shit are correct. Like the guy's an idiot in my eyes. But
man,
like,
you're a fucking moron if you're a fucking moron if you let like friendships divide over political views, like or religion, anything like that.
Totally. I agree.
You're a complete fucking moron.
I'm easily the most pro-Trump guy I know, and
you're the most political guy I've ever met.
Yeah, I'm easily
That's
both those things in a lot of circles.
No, it really isn't.
No,
but straight up,
I've
never had these conversations.
One of the things I was just gonna say, as far as like being a pro-Trump guy, like, do I think his policies are good? No. Do I think the guy is like super bright? No. no, I don't think anybody thinks that. But the thing is
he doesn't
that
portray himself as a bright guy.
no, he doesn't. And
he's not stupid.
The thing I think about, mainstream news and kind of, disseminating information and kind of trying to discern for yourself. And it's something you brought up a little while ago, Will, about, the Gell-Mann amnesia. You see something on the front page that doesn't make sense to you, and you discount it as wrong, but then you agree with everything else in the paper. This is something I think a lot of people are having trouble with, and I don't know if it's because they don't know anything about any of these topics, and so they can't see it right away. But the thing I've just relied on the last little while is saying to my buddies, like, hey, you've been telling me this kind of stuff for 2 or 3 years, that this next thing is going to happen. This next thing is going to happen. And every time you've been wrong. And I don't think it's your fault. I think it's the people you're listening to.
Absolutely.
They're misleading you and they're trying to rile you up. And there's more important things than who's in the White House, right? Like, there was a time when Trump came into power where a lot of my friends, I shouldn't say a lot, but a few of my friends who are interested in like fiscal policy or economics were telling me that, the stock market was gonna tank when he was elected. And I thought, well, I'm not 100% sure that's going to happen. I don't know about that. I'm not 1,000%.
That's
sure
one of those things that's one of those things where paying attention to things matters.
Yeah.
Right? As opposed to just, I want an opinion because I want to pick a side. That's the dumbest shit ever. I mean, it is and it isn't, right? Like, it is and it isn't. Like, obviously, like, politics is now affecting me in my life now, for sure. Like, I do need to pay attention. I do need to vote. I understand that now. I'm an adult. I'm a contributing member of society.
Yes.
It's important. So it's important to pick a side. But, like, if you're just doing it to just pick a side just for the sake of arguing, you're so fucking stupid. And you're only listening to one side. That's the problem. Like, you aren't openly listening to the other side, and then you can't accurately have a conversation. Like, when somebody is intelligent in politics when they listen to both sides and they have open views on both sides, and then they've intelligently picked their side.
Right.
As opposed to the guy that just picked a side and he's like, the other side's the enemy. They're always wrong. They're always doing this. Like, those guys, they're toxic. They're completely they're dumb. They just wanted to pick a side for themselves because
I would say that's
identify with a side because they're fucking retarded. Oh, shit.
That's like 75% of both parties, I would say.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, I 100%. I agree with that 100%.
Conservatives or their parents have been Republicans, and it's like they've been fed this decree, and it's like that's all we believe. And like I don't even want to fucking hear out the other side because I've been it's been in me since I was born. You've been
in the incubator with that opinion.
Yeah,
for so long, right?
The echo chamber.
Yeah, and I think my parents I think were very good at that with raising Kenzie and I, because like I don't think that they vote the same.
Your parents
they don't vote the same. I don't think
your parents are great, Mike. I'll tell you.
They're very they vote personally, and that's how it should be.
Dude, for most of my 20s, anytime I met a set of parents of my significant others or friends of mine, and man, I can't tell you the number of times where I walked into a hostile environment because of my views. But your parents always gave me their side of the story and tried to understand my side.
They
listen
of the story.
To yours. That's right.
They listen to yours. They'll say whatever, but like they'll give you a fair shake, man. They're
Absolutely.
not, which is how it should be, and that's how you can actually have a calm and productive conversation about this.
Productive.
But most times it's what you said. It's hostile, which is insane. It's the same with religion. It's just like, oh, what, you don't believe in my God? Well, you should get the fuck out of my house then. It's like, well, whatever. You're a piece of shit then.
Should we transition from this topic to our newest segment for the show? Are you guys ready to move on from politics?
Yeah.
I gotta grab a beer, but lay it on me.
Go get a beer, and we'll wait for you. Yeah, go ahead.
I'll be back.
We'll wait. Yeah, okay, go for it. I'm always happy when I bring up political subjects and you guys are like quiet. You guys are quiet at first all the time, but then you both jump in, teeth showing, almost invariably. It always happens.
Which is surprising, I think, because like I'm pretty sure me and Mike are fairly equally uninformed politically.
Yeah, but you guys are both bright. Like, Mike and you both, I think, to both of your credit, don't ever worry about what someone else is going to think or say. So you'll think what you'll say what you're thinking without any hesitation.
Which
And,
probably has helped because neither of us has Twitter either. So
yeah, it's great.
We form our own opinions based on nothing really.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. That's
based on a variety. We don't have our camps, so we kind of like we're open to anything and everything.
I thought both of you guys were card-holding members of the Rhino Party. That's the last political affiliation you guys had. I thought.
I had to make a choice for that. I was like, "Fuck! Do I just vote for my career, or do I just because I knew Liberal was gonna win, so I was
Rhino
like,
Party.
Rhino." Didn't matter. I just did it for the just to fucking represent.
So should I'll introduce this new segment. We're going to do this every week for the under 100 listening faithful. Though we do have, I was going to give you the state of affairs update before we got on the show tonight.
Did we break a hundo?
We have on a few episodes. Do you know how many, you know how many reviews we have on iTunes?
No.
3? 11.
You know how many? Good?
It's all 5-star.
I
know. We're doing pretty good.
Nice. All right. Slowly but surely.
Are you paying for your wedding with this money?
No,
buddy, we're raking it. It's not about the money yet. It's not about the money yet.
I
feel like Joey's he's harbinging the money.
I can't remember. I can't get it without a fucking American bank account.
Dude, we've been doing this podcast for how long are we doing this podcast for? 6 months?
This is
31.
This is
30 weeks. Almost 6 months. Over 6 months.
This is
32. So what's a wedding ring? What's a wedding ring? 3 months salary. Joey, you want to talk? What's up, man? Where's all our cash? Spend it on the fucking ring or what?
Is that what he said, Kenzie? 3 months of the podcast income?
Yeah. So here's a fucking Fruit Loops.
$8. Is $8.
Here's a mood ring I got from Turtle Pond Toys.
You're gonna love it. So this is our
just
new
immediately angry when she puts it on.
Our new segment is each week one of us is going to do a stock review. Yeah. So this week I'll lead, and I did Spotify. The ticker symbol is SPOT. Today, May 29, 2020, closed at $180.86 US.
When I bought it on our little game, I bought it and it went down. It went down.
You bought Spotify in the fucking best broker?
I bought it on the first day.
Nice, good for you. Good for you. That was a good get.
Yeah, but it hasn't paid off yet. But
so the 52-week high, the 1-year high on Spotify is 196.75. The 52-week low, 109.18. These are all American figures. The 1 month over under is plus 15%. 3 month is plus 31%, and year over year for the last 365 days, it is plus 41%. I didn't know how deep we wanted to go in the weeds on this, so I decided the best place to start for whether or not this was a good stock would be the earnings call for Q1. So this earnings call was on April 29th. I found a stream of it a couple of days ago. I've listened to it a few times to try and get the main points out of it, and so I'm going to share those with you now. Q1 2019, plus 31% growth for over the same period last year in both monthly active users and daily active users, which to me seems like a lot, but we'll get into that a bit more later. Growth is higher in North America and European Union than it is in the other emerging markets they have. They have some emerging markets they've just gotten into, but we won't probably touch on those. North America and Europe is really their bread and butter as far as their user base.
For now.
Yeah, for now. So that's something I want to talk about. Pod and music releases are up year over year. They think that the sheltered artists, as far as COVID goes, means that they're going to get some more exclusive releases for Spotify. They have a contract right now with Warner Music that's the details are not being shared, but the shareholders call seems to lend itself to these contracts being more than 2 years. Sounds like 2 years is the standard contract, and this is a more long-term deal.
Are they doing I know they just signed Joe Rogan. Are they doing exclusive artists or just podcasts?
So they have both. So Dua Lipa and The Weeknd are both Spotify exclusives. So I don't know what that means exactly. It's not defined in their
and they obviously paid Jay-Z
they pay Jay-Z for his stuff, but I think he's on Apple Music too, right? Or maybe
I'm assuming like they did because he was off Spotify. No,
I'm
he's
not.
on. It's fucking
Yeah,
awesome.
I'm not.
Maybe he's on Tidal.
Yeah, I only did a couple days research on this. I'd like to do more, but so Dua Lipa and The Weeknd both released during COVID, obviously, and they have right now the number 1 and number 2 all-time Spotify stream releases for the first 7 days. And there's some talk about that being COVID related, but one of the things on the earnings call
that's music. That's music.
Yeah. One of the things
I don't know if that's COVID related.
One of the things on the earnings call they said was other artists have been reluctant to release their new stuff because of the quarantine, and so Weeknd and Dua Lipa,
there's no commutes and shit.
Right. So we'll get into that a little bit later, but the reluctance they hope kind of disappears. And the note I made on this point, was without concerts for a while, is this going to be sort of the new thing? Like is there going to be like a Spotify Zoom listening party kind of deal that lends itself to ads or something weird. Like that? It might be weird, but it would only be weird for us. If you were 10 or 11, it might not be weird for you, right?
Fair.
You wouldn't think that way.
I think it'd be weird for us, not weird for younger, and then older generations, I think, would fuck with it too.
So this is something we're going to get into later, the difference between the generational gap. There's another thing that they said on the call a bunch that I have mixed feelings on, but they get asked a lot on this call. It's about an hour long, and it's publicly available on the there's a podcast feed. I don't know if you guys are interested in this. It might be worth it for your own reviews down the road, but it's called Earnings Season. And it basically is just
SZN.
Yeah, I wish that'd be cool, but no, it's just like earnings season, and they do basically.
It's a stat.
Yeah, it's like S&P 500 and other high cap companies quarterly calls. And
are they available like past? Because I know that you can only listen to it usually like 48 hours after they released it. Can you always go back and listen to it?
Yeah. So when I first went to get this one, the Spotify one, I had to go to the website and sign up for the IR, the investor relations site. But then I found this later, and so today when I was listening to it on the podcast feed. So
cool. Is that on Spotify?
That I don't know. I got it on Pocket Cast. That's usually where I get my podcasts. Sure. But yeah, I mean,
I'd rock that.
It's sick. It is sick. There's a few I listen to. I listen to Square as well, which I'm a fairly significant position in my portfolio is in Square. Anyway,
because I know like previously you had to like call in on the phone and then re-listen to it over like a phone call.
You don't have to now. You don't have to now. I did that in the past for Aurora and Canopy Growth, but I haven't done that in the last.
Oh yeah, nice.
Yeah. So anyway, these guys are getting asked a lot of questions about why they're not focusing on live music during the quarantine. And I don't know how I feel about this. In kind of the defense of the question, the people who are asking the questions, I've spent a lot of time in the quarantine watching live streams and probably taking in product placement and advertising.
You've been fucking with it, man.
There's been some good stuff, right? Like
we've been watching DJs spinning, which is way different than like live music.
But there's probably still product placement in there somewhere. Like some of those guys, like Premier and RZA, are probably doing it for free. But that J Period guy, I'm sure he's got product placement. The Major Lazer feed, I watch almost every day. Every day or two.
Lazer.
Yeah, he's always got somebody on there, and I watch his feed all the time. They got a lot of product placement in there. But they asked, why are you guys not focusing on live? And Spotify keeps giving this answer that I'm on the fence about. And the answer is they don't care about live. What they care about is taking advantage of the customers that are moving from what they're describing as linear audio to on-demand audio. And how that's kind of a macro trend in the market. Now, I sort of agree with that. We can get into that a bit later if you guys want, but I think what they mean it to say, as best as I can discern and describe it, is people going from sort of pre-programmed audio, radio and Sirius and stuff like that, to
radio is fucking trash. Sorry. I was listening to it today and I was fucking cringing. I couldn't believe it.
I think a lot of people think that. And so they want to move from that to on demand, where you kind of pick and choose what you listen to.
You want to hear the fucking, like, how they have those talking segments in between songs?
Mm-hmm.
The guy goes, It was fucking Joey Bricks from Hits FM. It actually made me fucking mad. It made me fucking mad.
I think Will just fucking fell over there.
And, oh my God.
What is Hits FM?
So it's 97.7. It was by far the best morning show, the Biggs and Bar show on radio, like on our local radio.
Well, they won like an award.
They won it like 6 times in a row.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it was like the best because it was genuine morning radio that was censored, right? Like they it's not censored, but like they knew not to fuck around, right?
Well, they were fucking friends. They were friends.
Remember the Dean Blundell show? You ever watch the Dean Blundell show? Yeah. Great show. And he fucked up once and they canceled him, which is the biggest fuck up the Edge ever did. But anyway, the Biggs and Bar show, it's exactly like the three of us, but they've been doing it for a long time. They're very good at it. You know, and then like the music, it was my preference, so I like it. And
but it wasn't forced like every other radio show. It's like super forced fucking friendships.
Yeah, and when they're laughing, they're genuinely laughing. It was great radio. Yeah. I actually enjoyed it. I look forward to it in the morning.
That is good.
I look forward to it. And then now, like they got a better job. Like they're going to some job in Ottawa, which is like fair play, man. Kudos. Like, why wouldn't you? Like, go get paid, man. That's what you do. You don't get paid that well on radio. Go get fucking paid. And then now it's like Joey Bricks, which was their, like, intern, I guess.
Yeah, he was their intern.
And then some other, like, afternoon host, whatever. Who fucking knows? I don't know what they did. But anyway, it was just him. He's like, hey, it's Joey Bricks broadcasting live from my car. And because they're on quarantine, I guess, whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
He just goes, yeah, so I just sneezed 10 times in a row, and I was just wondering in my head, how many times after when somebody sneezes, how many times do they have to sneeze before you stop saying bless you? Anyway, text in and let me know your answer. I'm like, if it like actually made me fucking mad. I was like, turned off the radio because I couldn't listen to my Bluetooth at the time because it was just fucking up. Turned off the radio, just drove in silence. I was just so mad. I was like, this is the dumbest shit.
It's not everyone's favorite thing.
It motivated me to want to come home and do this podcast to like another level because I was so sick of that shit.
So okay, let me.
Yeah.
No, it's okay. That's good. That's good because we are gonna talk about like what it means to kind of be a fan of radio and how it relates to Spotify. That's surprisingly, they don't talk a lot about that on their call, but I think it's something
because they're not worried about radio.
Well,
it's not like a competition anymore.
They are, but they
could just sign Biggs and Bar.
No, but they beat around the bush, I think. And Dan Eck, their CEO and their founder, he does a good job kind of ducking some of these questions.
What's he worth?
Oh fuck, he's got
lots.
More than
billions?
a few
hundred. Billions.
Sure.
Billions, yeah.
Anyway, okay,
yeah.
So their focus is on demand as opposed to linear. They view COVID as an accelerant for this, and they think that the app formatting that they have, this kind of simplicity of use for Spotify is good for new users. Fine,
Spotify is great, man.
I think so too. They talk about their user turnover during COVID. And one of the callers asks is, how many active cancellations do you have? Which is to say people who cancel in the middle of their month.
I'm going to say not many.
It's very small, they say. And even better, they say that during Q1, there's no discernible difference between Q4 of 2019 and Q1 of 2020 as far as COVID effects for active cancellations. They're not seeing any big problems.
Oh, of course not. People aren't going to cancel.
Well, they're
especially not now. Yeah,
they're not canceling. Yeah, and these guys are also saying,
not with all this free money we get.
Well, they're also saying that one of the things they're trying to do is be a content supplier for every moment of life, and it's something they say all the time.
That's a fucking bold move.
Yeah, no shit. Shit.
So I thought this at first too. We'll get into this a bit later. I thought this when they said it, but now that
we're getting into everything later, eh?
Well, because
we're almost 2 hours in, eh?
It doesn't matter. Who cares? I think Spotify. That's a bold statement, but I honestly think they're pretty close to doing that.
They definitely hold the weight.
It's almost.
I would say so.
Yeah, it's almost beyond debate, right? You guys both kind of laughed at that statement, but they're basically there for the three of us. There's no plan. There's no plan for price increases. Everything is geared toward growth at the moment, so they're not going to grow that. 70% of their podcasts are made with Anchor. So they own Anchor. That means that 70% of their pods are advertising that they drive, platforms that they drive, content that they drive. It's all stuff that they basically own. So including this podcast, which they more or less own because we make it on Anchor, they get everything in-house. They don't have to do any digging for that stuff. It's all stuff.
We need them. We need them. We use them to put it up. We need it.
It's handed to them. And one of the other things they talk about as far as translating
sons of bitches.
As far as getting content or as far as getting a user base, do you know what percentage of paid users on Spotify? So of the number of people who are paying the $8 or $10 a month, to use Spotify, how many of those people were free users first?
I would say
85.
85. Holy fuck. This is going to be the Price is Right shit again. I'm going to say 65.
It's 60%.
Oh, motherfucker, what's up? What the fuck's up?
So you fucking lost too, bro.
Yeah, but I beat you, bitch.
60% of their users are free users first. Now here's the real thing this is the thing that caught my attention the most on this earnings call. So Spotify has a freemium version, right?
EM, Latin for not really.
Yeah. So Spotify has a freemium version.
I love that shit.
Do you know what other platforms use freemium in terms of music streaming? So you got Tidal, Apple.
YouTube is trying. YouTube is fucking trying, man. But no one's buying YouTube Premium. Give me a fucking break.
YouTube Red.
So what does Apple's?
They got Apple Music. It's like $15. It's expensive, isn't it?
No, but can you get Apple for free the same way you can get Spotify for free?
Can I get Apple on an Android phone?
You can, yeah, you can.
Oh, you can? Yeah, fuck. I'm surprised they did that.
I've never been on Apple Music, so I have no idea.
So I'll tell you right now that
I don't really like it, to be honest.
Apple before 2020 had no free service. You had to pay to get in. And so Apple only added a free service. They only added a free service option this year. Who do you think fucking labeled that? I honestly want to say Fortnite kind of fucking paved the way for that real well. Don't know. I'm not sure. But
Fortnite did a good job. They did release a free game and then you just buy shit in the game.
I feel like Spotify has been around before Fortnite though.
Spotify with the freemium
pretty
thing.
New, man.
No, it's older than you think.
Well, yeah, fine. I'm saying that based off nothing. So
so that was one thing I thought really caught my eye. That when I was thinking about like market share for Spotify compared to Apple or Tidal or any of these other services that may pop up over the next few years, the thing that really
if I talk to someone and they don't have Spotify, I'm like, oh, what the fuck? Why?
It's weird.
What are you listening? Right? Do you got Windows Media Player? What's your music fucking?
Man,
shit?
My girlfriend fucking. I put on Spotify like a playlist in my truck, which is so nice. Put a playlist on.
It is nice.
Picking music and shit. You just have it. It gets rolling and shit. She goes, oh, let me put a song on. All right. She puts her shit on. All of a sudden, there's an ad. There's a fucking 15-second ad. And then we listen to the song. And then she just goes find another song. She's on YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
I'm like, for fuck's sakes, man. You have
Spotify,
to get Spotify.
You fucking baked idiot. Like, what are you doing?
It's nuts.
We're sitting there for 3 minutes of silence while you're fucking choosing another song.
I think, honestly,
it is nuts.
The one time I could ever think of, this was very recent. Will and I were driving somewhere, and I was like, I found a song.
Wasn't in the quarantine.
It was before quarantine. It was. And we were going to like hockey or something, and I was like, I just found a song by 50 Cent, and it was on Spotify. It is now, but it wasn't, or I just didn't know the name of it. Whatever.
Yeah.
I had to go on YouTube to find it, and it was so whack. Going on YouTube, I had to go on YouTube. Fucking go on the video because I just want, but like I'm just dumb and.
A lot of people do this. But
Spotify, it's so much fucking easier, man.
Okay.
You can use your phone too.
Okay, let me keep going. Let me go through these notes here. Okay, I fucking spent a lot of time making these notes. Let me go through them. Let's go now. We're gonna move to the podcast region of the bracket. Okay. So Spotify on the earnings call, you guys should listen to this just for fucking shits and giggles one day to kind of hear what your overlords are saying about your content. So Spotify always refer to their content as the audio, not music platform. So to me, yeah, it's kind of a weird like nomenclature for, I guess, podcast plus music is audio, not music. I don't know. Regardless, this time last year, they had about 250,000 podcasts hosted on Spotify. How many do you think they have now?
750,000. 500,000.
1 million.
Wow, holy fuck.
So 1 million podcasts they're trying to compete with us?
About 400% more.
Idiots.
They are the number one podcast client in more than a dozen markets and gaining on number one at a growing rate month over month in all the other markets where they are available, which is unbelievable. That's kind of crazy. Growth is unbelievable.
See, that doesn't surprise me because I have only ever listened to podcasts on Spotify.
That's crazy. I never listen to podcasts on Spotify. I never listen to them on podcasts on Spotify. So really? Yeah, I never do. So these guys are talking about some of the struggles with the exclusives they acquired. So we talked last week about Rogan, obviously at 100K or 100 million, and The Ringer at 250 million. They're in a learning curve, they say, and they can't really comment too much on the contents of those deals or what they're planning to do with those products, but they're a focus of the company going forward next few quarters at least.
I hope so.
Yeah, they're not looking for more acquisitions right now, but because the macro environment is kind of lending itself to undervalued assets, they are thinking about grabbing stuff if they can. And
but I'm thinking, like, how do you even value a podcast? Like that seems like crazy high for the Joe Rogan experience. Like, I know he got a lot, but like,
okay, so tell me what you think about this point. This is something that should have occurred to me, and I'm ashamed it didn't. Will, but if you're a premium podcast user, how many ads do you hear?
None.
That's not true. If you're a premium Spotify user and you listen to podcasts, you still hear ads.
Oh, like on their
yeah. So Rogan
mattress and
well,
shit like
anything.
But
right?
Rogan doesn't do that.
Rogan doesn't do it now, but he's going to. And so one of the things they say is in terms of their revenue growth, the ads are right now less than 10% of their revenue year over year, which is to me like a super low number. That's really good. I like that a lot as a
well, because they're like because like, man, people pay like what, $10 a month for Spotify,
whatever it is, like 10 or $9 a month. But so their ads are almost nothing. And now, even if you're a premium member, they're still going to be able to fucking deliver ads to you via the podcast vehicle.
The mid rolls,
whatever it is, right? Like even in our show, we fucking, we deliver ads at the front of the show. We don't break the show up when we're in quarantine.
Spotify doesn't get any of that money though. Not yet. Spotify
does get it. They own Anchor.
Mm-hmm. Oh, but I'm saying like if Joe Rogan fucking goes back to doing like dildo ads or what the fuck was he doing? Like KY jelly shit? Like Flashlight. They're not going to get that money.
Well, they'll get it because they are going to allow the ads now. Now they dictate to him what ads he can do. I would guess that's probably part of the terms of engagement for him.
I bet you he argued though. I bet you he said, "I don't want ads." Like he's a huge name, bro. Like they're gonna adhere to him as much as they can.
He's a big
Otherwise,
name.
he wouldn't sign the fucking deal.
No, he's a big name. But let's not forget, okay? The Ringer, who you guys don't even know. You don't even know The Ringer. Signed for 3 times what he signed for. So, like, he's not that big a name. He's big.
I never said he was the biggest.
He's big, but he's big, but he's not that big. And so he doesn't get to dictate terms to Spotify, I don't think.
But you think that they're going to give him ads to read and he's going to read them?
I'm curious as to what it'll look like. I wouldn't bet one way or the other. That's for sure. I wouldn't.
Yeah,
that's
all you can really say.
And like, who's to say like in like 2 or 3 years down the road, they could be like, you know what, we need more growth. We're gonna start doing this, and then he's just gonna be like, yeah, fuck it, sure.
They're 100% geared to growth, they say, because people are asking them about their sort of price to earnings and all that.
Because there's still growth for sure. And
they're saying we don't care about that at all because the curve right now for people moving from radio and other shit to streaming it's too great an opportunity.
Yeah,
we don't care about the losses now.
It's huge.
The hockey stick graph.
Yeah, we don't care about
radio.
That.
Radio is fucking done with, man. It's fucking done.
So
fuck yeah.
So along those lines, they say that during COVID, they've lost, a small percentage of listening in cars, what they view as in-car listening, but they've more than tripled that user base on console and home speakers. And I can attest to that. I play a lot of PlayStation. I play PlayStation at home, especially in the mornings if I'm playing, or at night when I'm playing. I got headphones on. I'm listening to a podcast. I'm never listening to game audio.
Dude, I had such a good idea, and I think I fucking I don't know. Discord does it now. You know what Discord is?
Yeah, of course.
So yeah, for people who don't know, it's just like how would you put it? Like a chat. It's online talk. It's party chats.
It's focused toward gamers.
Whatever. Yeah. So we were playing PlayStation, I was like, you know how if I were to play music right now, you'd hear it distorted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like my whole thing was, I wish they just had like I could play like for example, if I put a Spotify thing on PlayStation 4, like on a party chat, everyone can hear the song.
Yeah.
That's what I did, and Discord did that. Discord did that, and I just didn't have I don't know. I had a good idea, but I didn't know what to do with it. I was like, fuck. But like they could have come out with it so far before me, man.
Yeah.
You also don't have the platform.
No idea what I was doing. I was like, fuck, that would have been a great idea if I could just fucking play a song and that everybody wants to hear, and then we all just hear it good quality, as opposed to me hearing it good quality, nobody else.
The resources for something like that are probably like, out of the realm of
imagination
for us.
I'm like,
exactly.
Let's just quickly code that in because I know how to do that.
So
that into what?
So couple more things on the Spotify stock that I thought were noteworthy. There's some other stuff from the call, but I'll leave it for now.
Yeah, we can come back. This is pretty broad.
No. I'm just going to give you the stock review, and then we'll talk about the price and whether or not I think it's a buy or a sell, and you guys can comment on the shit that you want to. So I talked about Apple only adding the free trial period this year. If I told you that the margins on ads, which are basically free for Spotify, right? If the margins on ads were not their best moneymaker, would you not raise an eyebrow for that? Yeah.
The margins for ads weren't their best moneymaker?
That's right. Yeah. The margins for ads were not the best way they were making money. So it turns out that Spotify in the last year has streamlined the streaming so much that the margins on subs are now greater than the margins on ads across all their content.
I would believe that.
You think?
Why wouldn't you?
That kind of caught me by surprise.
It just seems so scalable. Like, what's the difference between having like 1 million subs and then like 5 million subs? You're still providing the same service.
Well, the only thing I thought is that they don't say this on the call. No one asked this question. So it's probably asked in another earnings call, and it's probably like accepted information that I just didn't have. But like, do they really have a significantly higher number of paid users than free users? That's the only way that makes sense, right?
No. What do you mean?
Well, if they have more free users than paid users, then there's more ads going out to those people. To me, that's the only way that you can say that the ads, is a greater margin of, greater profit margin than, the streaming, I should say, is greater profit margin if they have more paid users, I should say. Than free users.
You have to take into like an account the cost that is to get those. So like the deals with like the record companies, you would take that as like a cost, and then you would weigh that against how many people are streaming it. Because I'm sure that whatever they pay the stream, like the record labels, isn't exactly like per stream, or is it per stream? And even if it is per stream, that means that like what they're paying out to them per stream is nothing compared to what they're actually making. That's how I would calculate.
Wasn't there a big controversy early on with that though? Like with Spotify, like Spotify was essentially owning artist labels, and they weren't paying them jack shit, right?
Yeah.
Paying them jack, which is like
what?
I mean,
I don't know. You're right.
Pay for exposure? Or do you want to just get paid out? It's a weird one, right?
Okay, so I want to talk about that in a second. That's another thing they mentioned on the call. There's one other thing here that I thought was kind of funny, and maybe we know this more than most because we do a podcast. Not that this is like overly successful, but we've kind of looked at like the model for other podcasts.
Fuck you mean? We're killing it.
Well, we've talked about
11 5-star views.
We've talked about video, right? We've talked about video for this podcast, and there's a lot of callers now asking questions that are very thinly veiled based on the Rogan acquisition. And these guys are saying stuff like, what's the role of video going to be going forward? And Spotify says the same thing all the time.
Video, right?
No, they say they're not. They say it's going to be at best a complementary role. And
but that's not going to work with like a lot of people want the fucking video.
I don't know.
Most people do, man.
So what do they know that we don't know about Rogan's show, for example? Like when I watch Rogan, generally if it's like a guest I like, I'll put it on somewhere where I can watch the video.
No, I'm saying based on what they say on the show, and he's said it multiple times. He's like, like most people want to watch it.
That's because he wasn't on Spotify yet.
That's not going to change people's opinion. The platform he's on.
Well, it might. I think it might.
Why would it?
Because I think people who listen.
Viewers are fucking viewers.
Yeah, no. Consumers are consumers.
Fine.
And so he wasn't on Spotify before. So now that he's on Spotify, I think
now viewership doesn't matter to him because he's getting paid anyway.
That's right. And so he may not care that much about the video content.
But like I don't know. I don't think that this is like me knowing him personally. Me and Joe go way back. Like I just think yeah. I'm just saying, like, I just don't coin him. Maybe he is. Who knows? Who fucking knows, right? Money changes people, obviously. But I'm just saying, he doesn't seem like the type of guy that just goes, oh, no, fuck it, I'll just get paid. Like, he's got money, man.
Yeah.
Like, I think he just genuinely loves doing his podcast. And he does it on his terms.
They talk a bit about the deal, and they don't go into, obviously, the nitty-gritty. They refuse to, but they basically say, we wouldn't have done the deal if it wasn't favorable to the brand and the company.
Well, if he doesn't do video, he's going to lose a lot of viewers.
Well, ultimately, he did agree to it, and there isn't video on Spotify.
Yeah,
so that should say enough right there.
I know, but
right now there's not.
Fucking
right
weird,
now there's
right?
Not. Okay, so let's get past that. So that's one thing. They talk about that. They also talk about how they're seeing now that catalog, quote unquote catalog listening, is more popular than new listening. And I was gonna, part of my.
So what's that? Just like listening to old school shit?
Well, I would agree.
Kind of. Well, so here's the thing, right? Kind of
I agree too. Big time.
My bull case for Spotify was that, I think at some point every person in North America and Europe under the age of 18 is, by the time they turn 18 or 19, going to have an account with the Spotify or Apple Music. And that's a huge, huge, huge market share.
So do you think all this new music that's coming out now, like for all these kids that are listening to this new music, right? For example, all these kids are listening to new music. They're not exactly in a position where they can afford it. Like even as minimal as it is, like they're not going to be spending $10 a month or whatever and streaming new music. Is that why? Do you think that stat is that way? Like all the people that are listening to old music, they're not exactly like you get to a point in your time where you're not exactly keen on new music. You got what you like and you kind of go with that.
So
sure. So now, do you think it's going to be kind of like a time capsule thing? Like when you like new music, you're not going to make money at first. If you want to be a musician, you have to make the music, make money later because people are going to like it, and then they're going to get to that point where they stream it when it's like classics, I guess.
Well, this is what I
when
wrote.
your demographic has the money and the credit card.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Like pretty much is what I'm saying. But
Sort of in the same line of thinking. I was kind of writing this and thinking out loud while I was doing it. I said, I'm not sure how this is defined, but does this indicate there's an older user base? And one of the bull cases I had, like I said, was that every kid under 18 is going to eventually have an account with one of these services. That's a big market share. But then I thought, you know what? If it's all catalog stuff, is it possible that, my original thesis of all the boomers who don't have an account are going to age out and die and be replaced by kids who do get an account? I don't know if that's the case anymore. But then I thought, you know what? What do they mean by catalog and what do they mean by older? Because I don't think I'm older, but I don't listen to almost any. I don't, but neither. But the thing is, neither do you guys. We don't listen to almost any new shit. When was the last time you jumped on a new music Spotify list?
I don't listen to new shit for say. I look for new music, but it always just it's always old. It's just shit I've never heard before.
That's right, right? And so
it's just like the shit I like.
So I don't.
Like
so
today
I don't know
you
what
texted me
Spotify's
a
model
song.
is.
You're like, yo, have you heard this song? And it came out in like 1994.
Yeah. Like it's new to me.
Yeah, fuck
right?
yeah.
Like. But like, okay, so Joe, let me ask you this: like, how many of your buddies? I know, like, this might be different for you, but like, how many of your buddies were like, "Yo, did you hear this new SoundCloud rapper?"
Never.
Or this new SoundCloud, because SoundCloud is like a free streaming service, right?
I was always the guy who gave. You were the
SoundCloud guy. You showed me SoundCloud.
I was always the guy who gave music to my friends. But Mike, even in the last like 5 years, SoundCloud, like I never go on SoundCloud anymore. But you used to. I used to.
It doesn't matter now. Like you used to. You were always like looking for new shit, like Hype Machine, SoundCloud. You're looking for remixes, this and that. And I'm just saying, like that, like it obviously fades over time, but like you held on. But like I like not a lot of people do that anyway. I don't know anybody who does that shit. The only people that I know who fuck with SoundCloud and finding new music are like hipsters or people who fuck with SoundCloud there because they're on it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I do.
Like a lot of guys don't like. They don't. Spotify is one thing, but like SoundCloud, like when you're looking for new music, that's probably why that stat is there. So like catalog music is definitely way more popular than new shit.
So Mike just mentioned something there I thought is important and something I wrote down that I didn't know until today, and something we should talk about. So there's something now on Spotify called DAP, direct artist payments, in mature markets. So now you can send an artist a direct payment, a tip.
If you will.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
tip, if you will,
in mature markets. So artists have a choice right now between picking a cause that's dear to them and getting the money for their work. And so right now, this is on April 29th. This call was. These guys are saying Spotify has 50,000 artists signed up for this in one way or another.
That's like every single one is going to sign up for it.
So that's like the artists' OnlyFans.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's like Patreon. It's like, pay me what if you want. What's the harm in setting it up and just sitting there? Okay,
so we got that. That's the fundamental side of Spotify. I'll give you a brief chart look here. As far as technicals, Spotify is it's basically at its all-time high. It's never been more than about $198 US. Right now it's at about 180. And I think this is probably, if you're going to buy it, a longer term play, judging by demographics and the way that youth may be entering the market soon as far as like monthly subscriptions and stuff like that, and the comfort they have with digital media and not owning a record but being able to listen to it and things of that nature that, you know, many people have talked about before us, but we're kind of touching on tonight for the first time. I think it's a buy, man. It's a good get. I bought a little bit today. It's like 2% of my portfolio now. I'm happy with that number, and I like Spotify as a mid to long term play. I don't think it's going away. How many shares did you
buy, if you don't mind me asking? You mind sharing that or no?
I can. Yeah, I don't know the exact number offhand, but I'll tell you right now.
Is it more than 2?
Yeah, it's more than 2.
Expect that already.
It's
I think it's only going to go up, man, especially when shit starts bang, like when these plans that are in talk. I think like once like the only thing I really know of is the Joe Rogan deal. I haven't really looked into it, but I think when that comes into fruition, it's going to go up.
Yeah.
I would say like that's just big news for Spotify. I don't know.
Yeah,
but like Spotify, like all that aside, like I think that's the way of music sharing is going to go.
I have 5 Spotify shares. Is what I bought today.
Oh, it is
good for you. Yeah. Man. That's big.
So I got out of some like I was telling you guys before. I got out of
exited a couple of positions.
Some Berkshire and some other stuff. Yeah,
I'm not a big stock guy, you know.
Not yet. You're not a big stock guy yet.
I'm climbing stairs. Man.
Fuck yeah.
So what are your thoughts on the Spotify company and the Spotify stock position? That's the first stock review.
I'll go first because Will's gonna kick my ass in this. Mine's short and sweet. Don't worry.
Okay, I was going the same route.
So we started this fake portfolio with fake money, and I was just like, you know what? I was honestly basing it all off the Joe Rogan deal. I won't even lie. I just like, fuck it. I'm going to buy like 10 to 15 stocks. Like this is going to come in later. What I just said, like when it comes into fruition, it's going to be big. I hope. I have no idea. I'm a fucking rookie. I got no idea.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping I'm basing it off of shit like that. So that's my thing. I think it's a good buy.
That's all right.
But I don't know shit. So don't listen to me. Go ahead, Will. That's all I had to say.
Oh, and I don't know. I don't think you're wrong, because if the Joe Rogan podcast got 190 million downloads every month, I'm not like that's not 190
that's
million.
fucking crazy.
That's not 100.
That's fucking crazy.
It's not 190 million different people, but like there's got to be, I don't know, tens of millions of people that watch it, and there's bound to be some that that don't have Spotify, and even if it's like I don't know, a few 100,000 people, they're going to be spending an extra $10 a month. That's another $5 million a month of revenue for Spotify just from that acquisition per month. You know,
how long do you think it'll take to pay that back?
That's only a couple of years of like,
of
not strictly long. That, not even including the revenue from ads and shit that they're going to get.
That's a good metric. Well, I didn't even look at that.
Plus, like, yeah, exactly. So, and obviously we can all agree that physical music is all dying. And going forward, all these people, even like kids that are like 12, 13, 14, 15, aren't going to know what any kind of music ever came in a physical
They're not
form.
going to care.
Dude, Will, Will and I used to go to the mall like not long ago, like fucking couple years ago, man. And we were buying CDs, and it was just like nostalgic buying a CD, bro. Like that people were looking at it as cross-eyed. Like,
but it's gone now.
It's gone.
It's gone.
And it sucks.
It's not gone because you don't go anymore. It's gone because there's no place in the mall.
It's gone. It's gone.
Yeah. We tried our best, HMV. We tried our fucking best.
We tried, bro. Like, there's only
it was too expensive, bro.
Two of us, and I was probably making like just over minimum wage, bro. I can't afford these $30 fucking CDs.
Special 2 Whites and a Blue trivia question. Do you know what HMV stands for?
Hard music video. Bitch, it's wrong.
Well, you know what it stands for?
I have no fucking clue.
It stands for His Master's Voice. The original logo or monogram was a dog listening to a record player with his owner's voice on it.
Really?
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
His Master's Voice.
The thing is with those things now, CDs or whatever, but you can go there and buy vinyls and shit, which people are all for. Like I got one in my room. Yeah. Will's got two right there. I got one right here. I love it. It's great artwork.
Is it more a physical collector than it is a audio product?
Of course. Honestly, those CDs, when they're not scratched, are phenomenal quality. I really like it. I don't know. I've never really fucked with vinyls that hard. Vinyls for me are album art. I like the artwork. But like I've heard like people, obviously people from different eras are like, oh no, you can't really fuck with vinyl. It's way better. Or CDs are way better.
Those people are so stupid.
Dude, Spotify you can't fuck with. It's perfect, bro.
Does anything give away somebody as a fraud? Quite like, you got to listen to it on the vinyl. The sort of
pop they're so full of shit. Those
audio files.
And he's your age. He's your age. Like you're so full of shit, man. You're just You're so cool, man.
You're nostalgic for a time that you never experienced yourself.
Okay, so
yeah, exactly. It's like
let me put a fine point on this. Spotify at $180 US per share. Buy or no buy?
I would buy.
Buy. Yep. Mike?
Buy.
Yeah, well, I bought, so I'm in on that.
I think it's gonna go. My super advanced knowledge. I think it's gonna push. Over the next, say, 6 months, I think it's going to breach 220.
I bet you in 5 years. I bet you in 5 years it's $1,000 a share.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy fuck! I think so. That would be
a pretty
massive.
bold move. That's a bold statement, man.
I think so. I don't see why not. There's a lot of stocks I think that are.
I mean, man, like honestly, it's still relatively new and like it's still getting popular. Man, I gotta buy that. I gotta fucking buy. If I didn't have to fucking spend away my car, I'd be buying Spotify.
Yeah, fuck yeah. I'd like seeing this side of you, man.
Take a line of credit. Take a line of credit out. Take a line of credit out and buy
I'm still
Spotify.
paying it off. Fuck, man.
You just heard it right here first, man. Spotify's going up 500% in 5 years, bro.
Yeah. Dude, if we call it and we're in 5 years and we're still getting 100 viewers and somebody here like, hey, this fucking podcast said it. Well, listen to these guys. They know what they're talking. They're ahead of their time.
Leave us a review. Okay, Mike, you got a note? Mike's notes?
I do, but like, do you want to do it now?
Ah, fuck, why not? We're already fucking 2 hours in. What's another?
Let's cut it then, man. I'm fucking tired of this.
Yeah, you done? You say
I could do it, but it was just okay. So, long story short, I was fucking driving home.
So you doing it or you're not doing it?
Yeah, we'll do it, but it's not really a note. It's just it's more so what happened. I could have made it into a note because it was fucking funny. But anyway, so I'm driving home on the highway.
Yeah.
And fucking like. I got off the QEW, which for those who don't know, which probably most of you don't, it's like a fucking 5-lane highway. Like the minimum is like $140, and then you go on to like the 403, which is like a 3-lane highway. Max is like in the fast lane you could go like $140, but you're ripping $140.
You're coming from the east end to the west.
To come to done. Yeah. So anyway, so $120 is formidable speed, I would say, in the fast lane. $125, you're going all right. If you're complaining about that, you're a fucking nightmare. So anyway, I'm in the middle lane. I'm trying to get in to the fast lane, and next thing I know, I see this Ford Raptor go right.
The new one?
A Raptor? Are you kidding?
Nice truck.
Okay.
So it's going by me.
Yeah.
Like I'm in the middle lane. It's in the fast lane.
I haven't seen a Raptor in a while.
He comes behind me. I was about to go in the fast lane, but he beat me to it. He was the aggressive driver. Fair play. Don't hate it. I hate the slow driver. I don't hate the aggressive driver. Fuck it. Anyway.
You just got your windshield fixed.
Bro, do you know how loud that water bottle is in the mic?
Is it? Whatever.
Man. So then fucking next, so the Ford Raptor's in the fast lane. It's ahead. So now it's like 3 cars ahead of me. Yeah. Next thing I see is this fucking Chevy Impala. Banged up, man. Banged up. It's like a 2001.
Early 2000s.
No,
early 2000s.
Like fucking 2001, just like a fucking
with the round lights.
Like it's compared to like a Chrysler Intrepid, bro. Like it's not a nice car. It's just like it's a fucking A to B car. Okay. Nothing impressive, and it's banged up. Like the bumpers ripped off and this and that. So
Ice Cube was not driving it.
Not even close. It's fucking. It matches speed. Like the Ford Raptor is behind a car, and it's a car length away. Like the guy in the Ford Raptor was not a dick until provoked. This was fucking jokes. So like my end of the day, my note was like what I wrote down was big dick competition on the highway. And fucking so the Impala goes in, it cuts in front of me, which I was like, what the fuck is this guy? So fuck the guy in the Impala from the get-go. He goes in and then he just cuts right in front of the fucking Ford Raptor, which was a car length away from the other car. And then all I hear, the fucking Ford Raptor slows down, obviously, like slams on the brakes because he's like, what the fuck? And then he just goes, all I hear is, wow! The Ford Raptor just fucking right behind the fucking car, and he's like like so close to the car, and he's still just revving the fucking engine. The Impala brake checks him. Oh shit! He slams on the brakes, slams on the fucking brakes, and they're still going. And then a car cuts in front of me, and I'm like, oh my fuck, they're gonna crash. And I just got my windshield fixed. I'm like, I'm gonna fucking catch debris and fuck my windshield off. So I'm just sitting there thinking, like, what the fuck is this guy in the Impala saying? Fucking, like, what happened? Why did he do that? Like, he cut in for the Ford Raptor for no gain.
Maybe he was fucking pissed because that guy got a nice big truck.
Maybe, like, you know what I mean? So that's kind of what I was, like, trying to get at.
If I had an Impala, I'd be mad all the time.
I guess, but it's like, fuck, man. Like, first of all, why are you fucking with the Raptor? The Raptor's going to eat your ass, bro. Like, you don't win ever. You have a shitty 4-banger. This thing's probably easily got a 6. Easily got a 6, maybe an 8. He's going to douse you every fucking step of the way. Yes.
Yeah.
It's a fucking performance truck. It's an 8, like minimum. It's like it's a performance truck. It's like almost $100,000 for this fucking thing.
Yeah.
Like, what are you going to do? What the fuck are you proving? Like, and then he's just fucking – it was just funny to see. Like, the guy – and then he gets in front of him, and then he's brake checking him and shit. And it was like – it was just – and, like, my whole thing was I was like, what the fuck? Like, what kind of 2 idiots, like how big does your dick gotta be that you gotta flex on the fucking highway super dangerously for no gain?
What's the worst thing you've done to another car on the highway where you like just had like a pissing contest with somebody?
Just flip them off.
But what was the thing you did? Like I've flipped somebody off for it, but I've never really considered the misdeed that led.
I've maybe aggressively cut someone off.
Yeah.
Because I was just mad. I had a bad day, and I just cut them off because I wanted.
I know exactly what mine is. It's getting on the link going west from Lime Ridge, and the guy behind me thinking I wasn't going fast enough on the on ramp, which by the way, never been a problem.
When you're circling around like that?
No, yeah, but going straight. Like I was doing like a $110. This is my Passat. The thing fucking had a turbocharger. Are you telling me this guy behind me in his Ford Focus is like he's waiting, he's
redlining
on the gas
keeping
for
up
me?
with you, man.
Yeah, and so like I pulled on to the the lane immediately left of the merge lane, and I wanted to jump over to the fast lane. And so I remember jumping over, and this guy was right behind me honking his horn. And so I held the fucking salute out the window to the guy. Mm-hmm. And him and his girlfriend pulled up beside me and started screaming in the passenger window. And I couldn't hear them. It was very loud. Like I was out in the middle of the summertime. My windows are down. I can't hear what you're saying. I can't imagine ever doing that to somebody. Like I've never yelled at somebody through the window.
It's pointless. There's no point.
It's insane.
Well, like I just imagine the pissing match these two are having, and then the one guy gets off on Highway 6, and the other guy just keeps going, and then their day's just ruined for nothing. They just risk their lives for fucking
that. Guy's day was ruined way before that, for sure.
Yeah, 100%.
That guy in the Impala.
Well, his life is shit. His life is shit. Like Louis C.K.
That guy definitely had fucking like his kids in the car. The guy's such a loser. He's just like trying to show off to his kids. Like, yeah,
his kids were not in the car. If his kids were in the car, that guy should be shot in the head.
It's so stupid to fucking go down that road with people.
Like there's no point. Like it's like you don't win.
Well, like what a like fucking idiot to get in that kind of like that kind of altercation with somebody who you don't know. You don't have any idea what they're doing in their car. Like, what is the point? What is the point?
I'll be fucking lying to you if I said I hope they don't crash. I'll be lying. I'm sitting there. I'm like, oh, come on, man. Fucking big collision. Two guys being idiots. Like, you can hear the fucking engine. Just, whoa. Like, the truck was a beast, man. I was like, oh, my God. This is going to be fucking sick. And I'm going to be a witness. I was like, because you want to see it. Like, you don't want it to happen, but you want, like, morally, you don't want it to happen. But, like, you're fucking lying if you don't want to see a car crash.
But that guy in the Impala probably thought, like, I can't best this guy in anything in life. The least I could do is just
cut him off. Cut him off. And then just do this. Fucking fuck you, man.
Yeah.
The guy, like, the guy in the truck just fucking seething, man. Like,
because he's not actually going to rear end you, you know?
No, if he does, it's going to cost him. He's going to get a new Impala for sure.
Right. Exactly. That's where you fucking rub the money together. So, okay, we'll wrap it up here. Next week, we'll talk about our fake portfolios. Maybe it's the first topic.
Yeah. We'll have a nice, better idea of where they're at.
Yeah, exactly. After 1 week. I'm
almost spent all my money, so.
Parting words for yours, boys, or what? Yeah, I'm cashed out. Are you on my friends list, Will, on the fucking app or no?
Yeah, fuck yeah. I got you. I got both of you guys.
Okay,
oh, you do now? Right. Good. All right.
Okay, that's it. God bless. Good night. And wear a mask and stay 6 feet apart. We'll talk to you soon.
Peace.
Hopefully we'll do this soon, in person.